I believed I was the only biological father until about 5 or 6 months or so, give or take, after she was born. We were talking to the family court commissioner about custody, things that go along with that, like where she'd be going to school, her doctor, and all that. Miss Miller brings it up. I could possibly not be the father because of another man that was involved, and she gave some date. I can't remember the specifics.
Here's a crazy twist. Ms. Miller is trying to prove this super involved dad isn't the father and wants him totally out of the picture.
Ms. Miller, you're here to prove to your ex-boyfriend Scotty Rasmussen that he is not the father of your 3-year-old daughter, Zaylee Rasmussen. You claim you've been in an ongoing court battle over custody and have petitioned the court several times for a DNA test, all of which have been denied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is she doing this? He says she hates me, admitting he totally cheated on her right when they were about to break up.
You're not Zaylee's father.
Your Honor, I believe it's just out of pure hatred.
You say she hates you. Why does she hate you?
She hates me because at the end of the relationship, when things got rocky, I'll admit it, I did go to another woman.
But she says it's not about the cheating. She thinks he only wants to see his daughter so he can get a better deal on his taxes.
He says this is about visitation, too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
Her big proof he's not the dad? He was in Las Vegas when the baby was made, and she was busy with another guy.
Because I still believe that he's not hers.
That's what we're here for. You don't believe he's her biological father.
Yes, Your Honor. She was conceived in March 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. At that time, in March, I wasn't even with him. I was with somebody else.
But he says he had no idea about the other guy until 5 months after the baby was born, when she dropped the big news in court.
I believed I was the only biological father until about 5 or 6 months or so, give or take, after she was born. We were talking to the family court commissioner about custody, things that go along with that, like where she'd be going to school, her doctor, and all that. Miss Miller brings it up. I could possibly not be the father because of another man that was involved, and she gave some date. I can't remember the specifics.
His birth story is insane. He drove 45 miles through a foot of snow, beat her to the hospital, and told his boss, "Fire me to be there."
I was at my job as a cashier. I got a phone call and I answered it. They said she was going into labor. My immediate supervisor said, "Hey, I gotta go. My girlfriend's in labor." And I drove about 45 miles through a winded, wooded road in Wisconsin in December, mind you. So it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I beat her to the hospital. I called my boss at work and said, "Hey, I gotta take some days off. I don't care, fire me or whatever, but I gotta stay here. My daughter's being born."
She says his awesome story is a total lie and that he just played on his computer in the corner, not even looking excited.
That's a lie. After she was born...
That was an amazing story. You say that was a lie?
Yes, it is. 20 minutes after that, while I was in labor, he was sitting on one of those hospital cot beds on his computer in the corner, not paying attention to me, in his own little bubble. I really didn't see much excitement.
You didn't?
No.
So why'd she let him sign the birth paper? They were engaged. But then his own friend told on him for cheating with a bunch of other girls.
You let him sign the birth certificate?
I gave my daughter my last name.
Because we were engaged, and I thought we were going to get married. I thought we were going to have a happy life and raise our daughter together until about 3 months after she was born, one of his friends told me everything that he was doing throughout our entire relationship, cheating on me.
And the other possible dad? Ms. Miller says he's a total ghost who changed his number, moved away, and just vanished.
Where's this other possible father?
I'm not even quite sure. After we broke up, he changed his number, he moved, he pretty much disappeared. I have tried to find him, I have tried to get a hold of him, and I can't find him.
It's totally quiet as the judge reads the results for Zaylee. Is this guy's amazing dad story about to have a super sad ending?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
My son obviously has African-American features. However, he doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. He doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. So now that leads me to believe the only way that this baby is not this man's child is if he's not mine. I believe something happened at the hospital, and it would devastate me, Your Honor. I have a strong connection with my son.
This dad of 8 look-alike kids is sure baby Jabril isn't his because he thinks his ex was messing with their landlord.
Mr. Barlow, you say your 8 kids look exactly like you, but the defendant's son, Jabril, looks nothing like you. And that's because you're not his father, and you know who is.
The landlord was way too nice, fixing beds at 10 p.m., maybe buying furniture and giving her a huge discount on rent. Was he just a nice guy, or was something else going on?
I'm calling at 10 p.m. and he there.
You call at 10 and he's there.
Yeah,
the landlord's
there.
at the house at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
And you know
putting
why,
together
Your
beds and
Honor?
stuff.
You know why,
I'm
Your
like,
Honor?
how he got
Because he doesn't have tractors. He does things
So what his
in a
so-called girlfriend thinking
three-story
about
building
this?
himself. He doesn't have a hired contractor. He's doing everything himself. So if he has to come at 10 o'clock at night to fix some water that's leaking from my roof,
He says he called her over 80 times, and she would always hang up the phone, saying the landlord was over. What were they really doing?
He's over there doing a lot of manly duties.
Yeah, but how about this? I'm away, and over 80 times, no exaggeration, over 80 times I call, and I'm like, yo, what's up, babe? Hey, I can't talk right now. Click. And so I call right back.
you know what?
Hey, yo, you know what? We can't talk right now. Click. Hey, yo, I got the landlord here. Click.
He first met the landlord when the guy was buying ice cream for his girlfriend and kids. Another time, he saw them all playing football together.
I came home one time. I just
Your
pop up,
Honor.
right? I pop up one time. They crossing the street. I think the dude is stranger because I ain't never met him yet. And so they walking across the street, and I'm like, yo, I approached all of them. Hey, what y'all doing with this stranger? What you doing with my children? They like, he ain't a stranger. He the landlord. You know, they got ice cream and sodas. You know what I'm saying?
The biggest shock ever. Ms. Winslow cries and says the only way the baby isn't his is if he was switched at birth at the hospital.
My son obviously has African American features. However, he doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. He doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. So now that leads me to believe the only way that this baby is not this man's child is if he's not mine. I believe something happened at the hospital, and it would devastate me, Your Honor. I have a strong connection with my son.
After some crazy internet research, she's now totally scared that she might not even be Jabril's real mom because of a hospital mix-up.
I did a research online. The research is right here.
Let me
8,000 babies have been switched at the hospital and find out later on that their parents aren't their biological children.
You pulled up research, and this is research that talks about the fact that there are about 28,000 babies that get switched at birth in the hospital.
In the hospital.
The mom test is in. Judge Lake proves Ms. Winslow is the real mom, so her whole switched at birth idea was completely wrong.
You've claimed this child could have been switched at birth
Yes, Your Honor.
so that I could confirm whether or not you are in fact Jabril's mother. These results state that the probability of maternity is 99.9999%.
Since that was wrong, the heat is back on the landlord, who is from Colombia. Barlow even ridiculously claims the baby can speak Spanish.
I have cried to my mother about this.
Soon as my son was
So
born,
why
the
would I
landlord
make
came to
up
the house
something
to
like
see
that?
the baby.
So what does the landlord look like?
Yeah, Under the landlord is Colombian.
And when you go places, people say the baby looks Hispanic, and Mr. Barlow is convinced that it's the landlord's baby because he's Colombian. Calls you his daddy.
Yeah, he say dada. And he could say that papa, he say padre.
But she fires back that he's the real cheater, having had both twins and triplets with other women while they were together.
And I have never
say
cheated
something?
on this man. I've been with this man for
yeah.
11 years, off and on. Throughout the whole time I've been with him, he have not only had twins on me, but triplets as well.
He admits he still signed the birth certificate because he didn't want to miss out on the baby's life. Is he going to be sorry he did that?
The birth certificate, Your Honor, that Mr. Barlow so gracefully signed.
Yes,
Listed
that's
as
my
the
name.
father on the birth certificate.
Yes, it is.
So
So
you
if he didn't
I was
believe it-
there during the delivery. I was there to sign the birth certificate
And which
because
he-
there's no way for me to say, this is not my child. I got 9 children. And out of those other 8 children, there's been spots in their life that I missed.
Judge Lake has the answer. Is it the helpful landlord, or is Mr. Barlow the dad to the one kid who doesn't look like his other 8?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Barlow, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you.
A year later, he took his and before we left, my mom's mom told us he didn't want us till he found out he was going to be getting $900 a month. My grandma Ida, which is, she said that he was not hollering about taking y'all to Columbus until he found out money was in.
In a shocking family betrayal, identical twin sisters are dragging the man who raised them to court after he suddenly declared he's not their biological father.
Ms. Eggleston, you and your identical twin sister state that the man who raised you recently shocked you when he announced he is not your biological father. You've petitioned the court for a paternity test because you believe finances are motivating your alleged father's claims.
His absolutely wild theory for why he's not the dad? He's convinced their real father is a white man. His only proof is that when they were born, they were glowing and pale.
Statement to the court counters that you know for sure the plaintiff's father is a white man and you are not their biological dad.
When I seen them coming out, they was glowing.
They were glowing?
Yeah. Look how pale they was, and plus the gook on their body, you know, they was shining.
So when they were born, you say they were glowing because they were very pale?
Yeah.
The twins found out about his doubts in the most brutal way. At his own birthday party, they overheard him telling family, "Y'all know these are not my kids."
Okay, well, it all started about a year ago at his birthday, and we overheard him speaking to some of our family members saying, "Y'all know these not my kids." That's what he was saying. We heard him. Now we was listening, saying to our family members, "Y'all know they're not my kids. I'm down here raising all these sins, and nobody is helping."
He claims he knew they weren't his from the very start. He says he overheard their mom on the phone with another man, asking for money because I'm pregnant.
Knowing from the start that I knew they wasn't mine. Next thing you know, I'm living in her mama's basement, and not too soon after that, she's on the phone calling some guy out, and I'm telling him to send money. You know, I'm pregnant. She's looking at me going like this.
The twins reveal a gut-wrenching tragedy. Their mother died right in front of them when they were only 8 years old, leaving him as their only parent.
My mom, she's gone. So even if whatever the DNA test shows, we don't even have her side. You know?
When did you lose your mom?
When we were 8 years old, in front of us. You know what I'm saying? It happened in front of us, but nobody never asked how we were doing. You know, he took us, Columbus, you know, away from our family, away from.
But they fire back with a shocking accusation. He only took them in after their mom died because he found out he'd be getting $900 a month in benefits.
A year later, he took us in. And before we left, my mom's mom told us he didn't want us till he found out he was going to be getting $900 a month. My grandma Ida, which is, she said that he was hollering about taking y'all to Columbus until he found out money wasn't.
His other bizarre proof they aren't his? One of the twins had a rare skin condition that he was ridiculously told is only seen in Caucasians.
When we went to a doctor, she got marks on her back, and the doctor questioned, you know.
She had some marks on her back?
Yeah, she come out the doctor, you know, you didn't get the wrong baby. I said, okay, here we go again, you know. I'm not the biological dad, okay.
So the doctor told you?
I had this skin condition on my back we call tinta versicolor, saying that this is what I got and it's only seen in Caucasians.
But wait, a family cousin takes the stand and confirms their mother did have a secret white man in her life who was like her John or sugar daddy.
But he's talking about a white man that actually, I don't know how to word it, but I want to say he was like her John. He didn't care if she was pregnant. He would have sent her money just because that's what they do. That's what they do. That was his purpose of being there. And she didn't just call once. He sent money often. Before she got pregnant, he was sending money.
His own mother sends in a video message and completely blasts him for his denial. She says after 18 years, I don't want Rodney to tell me ever again that he's not the father.
Rodney said he's not the father. After 18 years, he should have said this from the very beginning when Sophia died. That's what he should have said when the twins were born. He should have said they weren't his, but he didn't. And I don't want Rodney to tell me ever again that he's not the father.
And that's true.
The secret journal is revealed. The twins found his private journal where he wrote about his secret, that he always knew they weren't his, but chose to be their dad anyway.
We found a journal of his. He don't know we read it, but we found a journal. And basically, I understand that this is something that he been fighting with himself and it's starting to hit him. So it's like, so then that makes us go, okay, then now we understand why you treated us always something that he hits from.
Stepchildren.
Exactly. You was demon with.
What did it say specifically?
In the journal, a main part of the journal was about us. Labeled it his secret.
Judge Lake has the envelope that will change everything. Will this man be confirmed as the father he always raised them to be, or is the secret white man theory true?
When it comes to whether Mr. Rodney Eggleston is the father of Antonia and Rodnea Eggleston, Mr. Eggleston are their father.
I told you.
I've been doing this for so long by myself. It's like, I'm just fed up.
She didn't have to be alone. She chose to. That was on her.
Who was there for me?
She chose to. Me.
Okay.
Wait. Mr. Payne says you didn't have to be alone. Why did you choose to do this by yourself?
Because I've been independent for so long, for so many years by myself. I was used to it, so it was like...
This young mom, Mrs. Sousis, is dragging her ex, Mr. Payne, to court because she says his meddling mother is the only reason he's denying their 10-month-old baby.
Ms. Sousis, you have dragged the defendant into court today because you say it's his mother's fault assault. He's denying your 10-month-old daughter, Aleliana. You claim when the DNA results prove he is the father, you want the defendant's name added to her birth certificate.
Their relationship is a total toxic mess of jealousy. He thinks she's sneaky and cheating with other guys. She says he's crazy and has whorish ways.
All right, so Ms. Seuss, why has this relationship been on and off for 3 years?
He's just so jealous and insecure about himself. Like, everywhere I go, he think I'm doing something. If I go to the store, I gotta be back in a certain time. Like, he's just crazy.
He honest, she lying. She been out there, Facebook messages.
You guys, they're both jealous.
Of course I'm jealous. You were my boyfriend for like almost 3 years.
His biggest reason for doubting her, they got back together after a messy break, and just 2 weeks later, she dropped the bomb that she was pregnant.
I was happy and shocked at the same time, because I felt like it happened fast, because we had just got back together.
It seemed like right away. It seemed like that's the only reason why I questioned it, because the first time she was pregnant twice. The first time she got pregnant, I knew without a doubt it was his, because she didn't go anywhere. I couldn't get rid of her. This time they kept breaking up. They break up so much, and they were broken up. I think y'all were broken up for about a month or something like that.
But his mom's doubt came from a supermarket snitch. She claims a random lady came up to her in the store and warned her that Ms. Sussie's moves around.
There was a time when someone came up to me in the supermarket, and Ms. Sussie's and my son knows about this. A lady comes up to me and she goes, yeah, well, you're right to want a DNA test because she moves around. This lady, she knows. I came home and told him, and he told her.
Everybody got something to say about
Right,
herself.
but I don't know this lady. You understand? So it's weird for someone to just come up to me out the blue. First of all,
he totally missed the birth of his alleged daughter and then refused to sign the birth certificate. She says it's because he's irresponsible. He says it's because he has doubts.
He was there. He didn't sign birth certificate. Obviously, we're here now. And he was there for like 2 months, and then he just disappeared.
No, I did not. She didn't want to be around me.
We live in the same complex, so it's kind of hard to disappear.
She claims she's been raising the baby all by herself and is totally fed up, but he says she chose to be alone because she pushes him away every time he tries to help.
I've been doing this for so long by myself. It's like, I'm just fed up.
She didn't have to be alone. She chose to. That was on her.
Who was there for me?
Chose to. Me.
Okay.
Mr. Payne says you didn't have to be alone. Why did you choose to do this by yourself?
Because I've been independent for so long, for so many years by myself. I was used to it, so it was like...
The great stroller debate is peak petty. He finally bought her a stroller to help out with the baby, but she refuses to even use it because it's blue.
And what did I do?
You got her diapers.
When you just, and what did I do? When you just asked, what did I do?
What did you do?
What did I do?
What did you do?
You said you needed a stroller. You ain't even the stroller up.
Okay.
Because it's
I'm not
blue.
putting my... Yes.
Because
all right. My
But you
blue
should have told me
stroller.
that, and I would have replaced it.
Judge Lake perfectly diagnoses their whole relationship as immature puppy love, saying they fight and argue like little kids pulling pigtails because they secretly like each other.
And a lot of love between the two of you. And it's puppy love. You know, and when I look at them, I think about like, remember when you're like in 3rd grade, Jerome, and the boy that always the meanest to you, that's the one that likes you, you know? And they just, ooh, boy, they just worry your nerves all day. You all have that dynamic. And it's not that you're mean to her, Miss Payne. It's not that. It's just you all have that puppy love.
But his doubt runs deep. He says he saw her at a party with another guy just weeks before they got back together, but she swears she was only talking to other boys.
I seen her at a party with a dude, and that was a couple weeks before we got back together. That's the last thing I could say.
During the breakup, were you having sex during the breakup?
No, we don't talk to each other until we...
Miss Seuss, when you were broken up, did you date anybody else at all? You didn't?
No. Yeah, I've talked to boys, of course. What female doesn't?
You talked to them, but you weren't sleeping with them.
No, I wasn't sleeping with nobody.
The courtroom is on edge. Is this immature, tit-for-tat relationship about to become a lifelong commitment, or is he totally off the hook?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Payne, you are the father.
Thank you.
I also found out, Your Honor, that when she left my house, she went to another man's house.
Sure did.
And the same thing happened the same day.
That was the plan in the first place.
The same day.
Yeah. This wasn't planned. Friend was
Your
going
Honor,
there to meet up
her
with his
and the
cousin.
same friend that was at my house was at his house.
Right.
That's how I know it was the same day.
This poor woman is suing her own mother, who she calls the damn devil, because her mom gave her a list of 13 different men who could be her father.
Ms. Madrigal, to court today because you claim she has no idea who your biological father is. You say your mother gave you a list of 13 possible men, and you are hoping to determine who your father is today.
The mom's pathetic defense for her lies, her daughter kept asking every guy she met if he was her dad. So she just started joking that it could be anybody in Seattle.
The 13 that she's named is like 13 ghosts. It's fabricated.
What about pick any man in Seattle?
You made
So
that
where
joke.
does this pick any man in
Hold
Seattle?
Hold on, because she'd ask him, were they her father? Really? Are you serious? So my thing is this.
Yeah,
when she'll say, oh, is he my dad? I'll say, I don't know, be anybody in Seattle, since she thinks that's what it is. Absolutely.
When you're to a point.
The first man who raised her was proven not to be her dad. The second man she was told was her dad had his own brother secretly take the first DNA test for him.
Ms. Myers was conceived.
Of course, but you got to realize I was 17. So any calculation within that time, I could have been way off and not known. Because by the time I found out, I was 4 months pregnant with her. You see what I'm saying? So there could be a list of whomever. It's the timing. It's in the timing.
Okay, the list that is missing out of my diary.
Really, Monica?
That's missing out of my diary.
Now for potential dad number 3, Mr. McCraney. He says he and her mom had a quick 3-minute thing at a nightclub, and he only found out about her when he saw her at a public fountain.
You do know Ms. Myers' mom, Ms. Madrigal.
Yes, I did. You know, we got together. She came over. She told me she thought I was sexy, whatever, good looking. Okay, we had sex. It was a 3-minute, 3 minutes.
She confirmed it. He swore to tell the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
But he came with receipts. He says on the very same day he was with her mom, she went to another man's house and did the exact same thing.
That's not how it
I
happened.
also found out, Your Honor, that when she left my house, she went to another man's house.
Sure did.
And the same thing happened the same day.
That was the plan in the first place.
The same day.
Yeah. This wasn't planned.
Same
Keith and
day.
I weren't planned. That's what I'm saying. My friend was
Your
going there
Honor,
to meet up
her
with his
and the
cousin.
same friend
That's
that
how
was
it
at
happened.
my house was at his house. That's how I know it was the same day.
The daughter is disgusted by him, revealing that when she first met him at 13, she told her mom, "You've got to be kidding me. This ugly is my dad?"
Come to find out that one of her kids was his child, but that she was in question at the time and they had to be tested later.
Everyone.
I'll never forget. I told my mom, I said, gotta be kidding me. I said, Mom, this ugly is my dad.
Now, wait a minute.
Now for potential dad number 4, Mr. Smith. In a sweet twist, he's actually been a loving father figure to her for years, helping her move and building a real relationship.
How did you come to meet or have a relationship with Ms. Madrigal?
Around the age 19 to 20, we had a brief encounter. And then one day I seen Samantha and she gave me a baby picture, and then I did not see her for quite a long time after that. One day I was coming out of a building. Samantha drove up with Monica in the back seat and said, there's your dad right there.
No.
He desperately hopes he is the dad, but her mom says their encounter was so brief and fast, she savagely nicknamed him DJ Quick.
You couldn't even remember where it happened. That's what's so
That's
funny.
because it was so brief and you were so,
Yeah, whatever. I was
all over the place, Samantha, and you know it. That's why they were what?
DJ Quick, my friend, you couldn't keep it. That's your problem.
Yeah.
With a list of 13 men, 2 who faked tests, and 2 here today, the first DNA results for the support of Mr. Smith are in her.
The DNA test results show that Mr. Smith, you are not Monica's father.
With one man already cleared, the final fateful envelope is here. Will she finally find her father, or is he still one of the other 9 mystery men on her mom's list?
It has been determined by this court that you are the father.
There it is.
Time with the moans and groans in the background talking about, baby, I love you, and so far on.
Wait, the moans and the groans in the background?
Of the sex communication. And he say that was the radio. I know the difference. His phone mistakenly called me. Oh! Nerd being nosy and listen.
She claims her famous entertainer ex, Mr. Glover, only denies their baby when he wants an excuse to go out and be with other women and lie and cheat.
Ms. Williams, you say you are furious that Mr. Glover is denying paternity of your 10-month-old son, Ralph. You claim Mr. Glover is an irresponsible man-child who would rather play mind games than be a father, and you intend to prove paternity today.
But he fires back that she's a promiscuous groupie who tried to trap him just to get a piece of his supposed rap career money.
Glover, you say Ms. Williams is a promiscuous groupie who hatched a complicated plan to trap you into accepting her child in order to cash in on your rap career.
But wait, she freely admits she had a sugar daddy taking care of her, and she didn't even break it off with him when she got with Mr. Glover.
The nature of this relationship first met, we were friends.
You were friends.
After he discovered that I was something that he wanted, he took me off the market, that I had a whole nother sugar daddy care of me.
Oh!
Why she trying to ride the wave? Look, don't ride
the wave and you planning the baby. Mind games kicked in. He
All right,
come home.
so I want to understand this. Did you break it off with your sugar daddy?
No.
Her wild excuse for going back on the market and getting with other guys? Oh, he was just busy consoling his own ex-girlfriend after her dad died.
Fumbling around all in the city. I don't know who baby that is.
He was playing mind games, telling
telling me he's going back through, but he was making it work with his ex.
The butt dial bombshell is insane. She claims his phone accidentally called her while he was with another woman, and she heard moans and groans in the background.
Time with the moans and groans in the background talking about, baby, I love you, and so far on.
Wait, the moans and the groans in the background?
Of the sex communication. And he said that was the radio. I know the difference in the radio and the moaning. His phone mistakenly called me.
Oh!
He admits he was never a one-woman man, but she claps back that he wanted to be after he realized what a good woman she was.
I was when she first met me, Your Honor. She knew I really wasn't no one-woman man. She knew that when she first met me.
You weren't a one-woman's man when I met you, but you wanted to be a one-woman's man once you found out what type of good woman I was while you took me off the market.
How you was a good woman and you run around with several other different men?
She claims she wasn't hooking up with her sugar daddy, who was giving her a cool $3,900, just talking. He hilariously asks, who wants you like that?
People then, you were back on the market doing what you want to do.
No, that's not correct. I wasn't having sex. I just got full time with my sugar daddy.
No dude don't give you no $3,900 just to be talking to you. Who wants you like that?
You knew he was giving me this $3,900. Insecure.
Hold on.
Enter his sister with the receipts. She says after a fight, Ms. Williams called her to pick up some clothes from a hotel, and she saw the sugar daddy's car parked right outside.
This is the hotel of the location that Jaleesa sent me. So I called her once I reached the hotel. She said, well, I'm coming down. So once she came, I then pulled under the foyer. We had a brisk talk. She was talking. She looked distressed, not stressed, roughhousing. So after she got her clothes off the back seat, I got to this edge, looked to the right. Dun, 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 dun.
Her lame excuse for being at a hotel with her sugar daddy, he was just paying for the room because she left her debit card at home.
I didn't let her in because I wasn't all the way checked in. He was only paying for this hotel because my debit card was left off
You can
at
pay
the
for a
house.
hotel with a debit card. He doesn't have to be there.
Me and Ralph was in the altercation. I left quick, fast, and in a hurry. I didn't have time to grab my debit card.
Judge Lake has the envelope. Is this famous entertainer the father, or was the sugar daddy paying for a lot more than just her rent?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Glover, you are the father.
So where's my phone?
Because that baby is not my son.
Here's the thing that she does.
It is.
Here's the
Sorry.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
First of all, she's a liar because you just had a wild sex party that got shut down by the police station last week.
No, ma'am.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Hoes in this
That is not true.
Why is your neighbors complaining about the sex that goes on in your household?
There was no sex going on.
This psycho grandma didn't just show up. She exploded in, suing for $1,000 because baby Elijah's too white. Is this a courtroom or a Klan rally with better lighting?
Ms. McBirth, you petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove your son, Kakitho Hughes, is not father of Miss Jackson's 2-year-old son, Elijah Jackson. You're suing Miss Jackson for $1,000 for defamation of character because you claim she posted comments on social media claiming you and your family are deadbeats.
Not holding back 1 ounce of venom, Grandma McBirth unleashes her unholy trinity of insults for Ms. Jackson. Trash, trouble, and trifler. Can a human being even survive such legendary, soul-crushing shade?
This woman is trouble. She is trouble with a capital T. She, as a matter of fact, I call her the 3 T's. Trash, trouble, and trifling. That's what she is. The little boy looks nothing like my son, any member of my family.
Her evidence, you ask with bated breath? Baby Elijah is white as snow, with absolutely zero chocolate detected by her expert, red, delusional eye. Is this woman a geneticist or just spectacularly, undeniably racist?
And you say the child looks nothing like your son.
That baby white as snow. There's no way that could be my grandchild or my son's baby. He has no features like none of us. Nobody in my family look like that.
Maybe because he is so white?
Because he all the white. He ain't got no black in him. Everything I see got powder puff on it. I don't see no chocolate nowhere, okay?
No, ma'am.
Then Auntie Terrell, not to be outdone in the crazy department, swoops in like a rabid vulture, calling Ms. Jackson a vampire and a mere snack cake. Will the judge just order a psych eval for this whole damn train wreck family already?
This DNA right here has been in our life. She's never was a girlfriend. You are a vampire. You are just a fly-by-night. We didn't know anything about you. He's been in a relationship for 10 years.
In 10 years?
He's been by another woman, and those are my grandchildren.
All she basically was for him was a snack cake on the side of his meal.
As if that wasn't enough, Auntie then accuses Ms. Jackson of a police-busted wild nyan nyan party complete with a live tone-deaf ho in this house serenade. Is this paternity court or Mardi Gras gone horribly wrong?
She's a liar because you just had a wild sex party that got shut down by the police station last week.
No, ma'am.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Hoes in this house.
Why is your neighbors complaining about the sex that goes on in your household?
There was no sex going on.
In a moment of hypocrisy so staggering it could win awards, Grandma actually admits her own son's a trifling disaster too, but shrugs it off because he's my son. Will her blatant, infuriating nonsense finally make Judge Lake's head literally explode?
Miss McBirth, I have to ask you, you're very tough on Miss Jax. Do you have anything to say about your son's behavior?
My son I know exactly what type of person he is. He just as trifling as she is. He's a handsome guy. He's my son, and I know what he do.
Just seeing a photo of her precious son kissing baby Elijah makes Grandma gag, literally wanting to throw up. Can her delicate stomach or her paper-thin case actually handle the truth bomb that's about to detonate?
When you look at this picture,
it makes me want to throw up.
It seems like your son is kissing the baby. It makes you want to throw up.
It makes me want to throw up.
Why? For your son to be kissing an innocent child?
Because it's not his.
It doesn't matter, really, if he's showing the child love.
It's not his.
Plot twist supreme. Alleged dad, Mr. Hughes, bless his quiet heart, calmly reveals he's biracial because his own father is white. Has Grandma's entire racist, hate-fueled charade just spectacularly collapsed in on itself?
Do you believe you are Elijah's father?
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'm biracial. My father's white. See?
That child is not my son.
But wait, there's more science. Now it's Nosebridgegate. Grandma fanatically swears her grandbabies are uniquely, genetically bridgeless, but Elijah dares to possess one. Is this her smoking gun, or just peak, certifiable delusion?
You don't look like nobody I know.
All my grandbabies don't have a bridge on their nose. That little boy got a bridge. Grandchildren all look alike. Every last one.
All his kids.
We're looking at the bridge of the nose.
Right.
And you're saying none of those match.
None of those match.
All of his
he doesn't look
alike.
nothing like my son.
All of his kids, they look.
Little Elijah apparently calls other men daddy? Mom hilariously and desperately blames this phenomenon on tall, light-skinned guys with hats. Is this baby just easily bamboozled by headwear? Or is there a secret daddy army lurking?
Okay, I heard her, it was about a month ago, I was coming home from work and I heard her tell another guy who was out in the parking lot, she told him, she said, Cash, come on with daddy, come with daddy.
I've heard him call other dudes daddy though.
Woo!
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
She makes it hard on herself based because she feels a lot of doubts in the situation.
Were you having your son Elijah call someone else daddy?
No, ma'am.
The moment of truth for two white baby Elijah is finally here. After all the Nosebridge nonsense and racist color charts, will Grandma's bonkers theories be utterly annihilated by cold, hard, unforgiving science?
And whether Mr. Hughes is the father, Mr. Hughes, you are Elijah's father.
No!
Did she even tell you she was going into labor?
She called me that day and told me, and I told her I'll come up there in a little bit, okay? Well, my family went up there. I called her back, said, hey, I'm on my way. She told me not to bother.
Mr. Wheat passionately claims he's been robbed as a father to 19-year-old Sierra. But her mom, Ms. Greider, coldly states facts are facts, and he isn't her dad.
You filed your case because you claim you've been robbed as a father. You are desperate to prove to the defendant that you fathered her 19-year-old daughter. You want to make up for lost time. Ms. Greider, you say, as much as you would like plaintiff to be your daughter's biological father, facts are facts, and he isn't her dad.
Ms. Greider's legendary explanation for this paternity chaos. I was 19. I was young, dumb, and full of eggs, and I was doing me.
Because I was 19, I was young, dumb, and full of eggs, and I was doing me.
Young, dumb, and full of eggs, and doing me. I don't think I've ever heard it explained like that.
The bombshell truth. Ms. Greider confesses she was sleeping with 4 different men when Sierra was conceived. Mr. Wheat was just a one-night stand from Texas Nightlife Club.
So how many guys were you with during the window of time your daughter was conceived?
4.
And Mr. Wheat is one of them?
Yes. One of them was my boyfriend. He was living with me at the time, and he went away. Mac had moved in with me. I met him through a mutual friend of all of ours. Yes, we were sleeping together. And then I went out to Texas Nightlife, had a one-night stand with him at that time.
In an act of baffling oversharing, she actually told all 4 men they could possibly be the father. This poor girl never stood a chance of a simple answer.
Who was with you when she was born?
Mac Ryder.
Ah, now I get it. Man you were with went through the process with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Grider, who signs the birth certificate? Does anybody sign the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor. Mac Ryder did. And it's been on and off drama for 19 years.
But poor Mr. Wheat tried to visit baby Sierra at the hospital, only for Ms. Grider to cruelly tell him not to bother coming. Talk about being shut out.
Did she even tell you she was going into labor?
She called me that day and told me, and I told her I'll come up there in a little bit. My family went up there. I called her back, said, hey, I'm on my way. She told me not to bother.
Surprise guest, potential dad. Number 2, Mr. Mac Grider, the ex-husband who signed the birth certificate and named Sierra after their beloved Chevy truck, is in court.
Mac Grider is here, and he believes he could be Sierra's father.
Yes, ma'am. I was there, went to the doctor appointment. I named her. I signed the birth certificate.
Sierra was born. You were there.
Yes, ma'am. I was in the doctor.
Signed the birth certificate.
Yes, ma'am.
You named her.
Yes, ma'am. After a Chevy truck.
Sierra, now 19 and in tears, just desperately wants to know who her real dad is after a lifetime of her mom's confusing possibilities.
Upset that I never knew who my real dad was.
And when you say you never knew,
never.
You were always told that it was uncertain.
I've had a father figure throughout the years, and he's watched me grow up, and she kept on telling me that these could be the possibilities, and I just had to live with it until today. I'm trying to figure out who my dad is.
The first DNA results are in for Mr. Grider, the man who raised Sierra. Is he her biological father, or is this just the dramatic start of eliminating the 4 contenders?
The first result is for Mr. Grider. When it comes to 19-year-old Sierra Sloan, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Grider, you are not the father.
Now for Mr. Wheat, the man who's felt robbed for 19 years. After Mr. Grider was ruled out, are his decades of hope about to finally come true for Sierra?
And I saw you, Mr. Wheat, because once I said Mr. Grider was not the biological father, the weight even became heavier for you that, well, if he's not, that's even more probability that I could be. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Wheat, you are not the father.
But my mom, however, had told me on more than one occasion that she had DNA done between me and Mr. Seaton. She also told my grandmother, Karen, and when asked about the result, I contacted our local DNA centers and did some research, and they have no DNA on file.
Ms. Jessica Seaton hauls her own mother, Ms. McPeak, into court, screaming paternity fraud after a 30-year lie about her real dad.
You've brought your mother to court because you claim she committed paternity fraud and lied to you about the identity of your biological father. You were raised believing one man was your father, but are here to prove another is your dad. You've petitioned the court for a paternity test to finally prove the truth.
Mother McPeak ain't having it, viciously calling her estranged daughter Jessica a very cold-hearted person who just doesn't care who she hurts.
My daughter doesn't care who she hurts at all. She's a very cold-hearted person, and she just does not care who she hurts.
The bombshell that cracked this 30-year secret wide open. Jessica needed an emergency blood transfusion, and her presumed family, via dad Jesse Seaton, were not a match.
Back in 2011, I had complications and I needed a blood transfusion. My mom was supposed to make it to the hospital. She never showed up, whatever the reason was. So my grandmother and my Uncle Paul had both donated blood for the blood transfusion, and it came out they were not. Either one of them wasn't a match. So they couldn't give me the blood.
Grandma Karen's ghost-written truth bomb. Okay, a letter. Her late son Jesse wasn't Jessica's dad. Mom Teresa was shacking up with Greg Bryson while pregnant.
It reads, I know my late son Jesse Seaton is not Jessica's father. Everyone in town knows that Teresa was with Greg while she was pregnant. I don't know why Teresa keeps denying it, which is Greg. When my son Jesse started dating Teresa, she was by Greg. My hopes for Jessica are that she will finally know the truth.
Jessica tearfully describes how the man who lovingly raised her, Jesse Seaton, Seaton, tragically died believing she was his only precious daughter, a pain that still haunts her.
Jesse died when I was about 7.5, but from what I can remember, he was the perfect man, perfect dad. What hurts me the most is that this man died thinking that I was his only daughter. That right there alone hurts more than, the fact that I'm about to get results on whether or not Mr. Brighton or Mr. Seaton.
The lies keep piling up. Jessica accuses her mom of also faking a DNA test result years ago between her and Jesse Seaton. Did this woman ever tell the truth?
But my mom, however, had told me on more than one occasion that she had DNA done between me and Mr. Seaton. She also told my grandmother, Karen, and when asked about the results, I contacted our local DNA centers and did some research, and they have no DNA on file.
Mr. Bryson then drops a stunner. Years ago, McPeak kicked him out for Jesse Seaton, only to crawl back to him later, allegedly confessing, "This child I'm carrying, it belongs to you."
Even though Jesse Seaton's on the birth certificate, I can guarantee you I'm the girl's father because she knows it. I come home from work, middle of Thanksgiving, there's all my stuff sitting outside. It's snowing. I'd already paid the bills, and people across the street let me move in. She had come over several times and told me to my face, "I am sorry that I made a mistake, did what I did to Jesse. This child I'm carrying, it belongs to you."
But wait, there's more. Bryson accuses Ms. McPeak of juggling 4 men back in the day, needing multiple men for multiple things. This just gets messier.
Did you think you were the only one she was having?
Oh, no, Your Honor. There were several other men she had been with. I found this out later on. But, it's,
How many men did you find out she was with?
4. But, it's the kind of thing, without being rude to anybody and anybody taking anything offensively, there are those people that need multiple men for multiple things.
Judge Lake holds the envelope that will rewrite Jessica's entire identity. Is her biological father her beloved late dad, Jesse Seaton, or the absolutely certain Mr. Bryson?
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Bryson.
Thank you.
I got married, which I shouldn't have. Just understand me, I'm sorry. I don't see you or get to talk to you, but I have to be miserable, no Kadeem. Then you write back, Mr. Ward, when I'm done with this, you can have all my time and you can have it now. I just want to get this divorce and be done with her.
Ms. Norville drags Mr. Ward and his brand new wife, of just 2 weeks, to court for baby Jacqueline, blaming the wife for his sudden paternity denial.
Ms. Norville, you summoned the defendant and his wife to court to prove that he fathered your 7-month-old daughter, Jacqueline. You say his denial stems from his immature wife, and you're here to set them straight.
Because prior to him marrying the defendant, the person he's known that he knew for 2 weeks, he never denied it.
She came with receipts. Norville dramatically reveals texts from Ward, sent last night from his hotel with his wife, whining, "I got married, which I shouldn't have. I'm sorry."
He just texted me last night. But that's Mrs. Ward. You understand what I mean? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get married.
Do you have in your hand?
The text message from him last night while he was in the hotel room with his wife.
The texts get even juicier. Ward allegedly told Norville, "When I'm done with this marriage, you can have all my time. I just want to get this divorce."
I got married, which I shouldn't have. Just understand me, I'm sorry. So that means what? I don't see you or get to talk to you, but I have to be miserable, no Kadeem. Then you write back, Mr. Ward, when I'm done with this, you can have all my time and you can have it now. I just want to get this divorce and be done with her.
Plot twist upon plot twist. Ms. Norville admits she kicked Ward out while pregnant with Jacqueline because her other EX needed me. This web is tangled.
We moved into an apartment together. Not even a week later, she's kicking me out, telling me she cheated on me. So it's like...
Honestly, I pushed him away because my ex, he needed me. And I felt obligated.
And if that wasn't enough, Ms. Norville drops another bombshell. She's pregnant again by Mr. Ward right now, while he's freshly married to another woman.
Because he was married and I didn't want to deal with it.
What do that have to do with my child?
Honestly, he was married. I'm just over it. And I'm pregnant now. I'm just over it. I'm over him. He's a liar.
Pregnant by Mr. Ward?
I didn't want to do that. And I'm pregnant now.
Surprise star witness, Kadeem's own mother, Carmelita Wilson, marches in, testifying for Ms. Norville and boldly declaring Jacqueline is her granddaughter.
State your name for the record.
My name is Carmelita Wilson.
Hi, Ms. Wilson. And you are what relationship to?
I'm Kadeem's mother.
And yet you are standing next to Ms. Norville.
Yes, I am.
All right. Can you please tell the court why you're choosing to testify on the side that is opposing your son?
Because Jacqueline, that's my granddaughter.
Then Grandma Wilson unleashes a mega bomb about her new daughter-in-law. Mr. Ward's new wife allegedly cheated for 7 months of their barely year-long marriage.
For my son to deny her because he say she cheated. Well, his wife cheated for 7 months. They only been married a year. So basically she cheated through the whole marriage.
Mr. Ward sheepishly admits he also doubted his wife's baby, Kadeem Jr., because her affair text went all the way back to January, when that baby was conceived.
So I was at work, someone was telling me something, because when you love somebody, if somebody doing wrong, you can feel it. Go home, I grabbed the phone, went through it. What do you know? I seen a message right there, boom, right in my face. When I seen that, it went all the way back to January. I like, dang, it was a long time, for you to be talking to this person, pulling up to my house every time I go to work. Was cheating on me.
Was cheating.
Hold your breath for this one. Ms. Norville then announces she's not just pregnant again by Mr. Ward, she's pregnant with twins. This man is a baby-making machine.
And she's saying that it's your husband's baby again.
Twins, my
is
dear.
more evident. Oh,
Twins, baby.
Oh,
Ready.
You said twins?
Twins.
Yes, ma'am.
The DNA results for baby Jacqueline are finally here. After secret texts, new wives, other babies, and now twins on the way. Is Mr. Ward her father?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Ward, you are the father.
Yes, I knew.
I found out I was pregnant when I moved back when Ian sent me money to come back. And this is his exact words. Oh, I'm gonna send you the money to come back so we could be a happy family and this and that. And
did he know you had had the one night stand with somebody else?
Yeah, he knew, because I told him.
18-year-old Ms. Currington swears her 42-year-old ex, Kim Larson, begged her for baby Kawera. They kept trying and trying. Now he denies her.
It makes me feel pissed off, because we planned this baby.
Planned the baby?
Yes, we did.
What was said?
He wanted to have a baby by me, and that was that. And we kept trying and trying.
His explosive defense? He's got a new girlfriend and claims Currington is a player and unpredictable who plotted this whole baby situation to trap him.
Yes, because I'm in another relationship.
Mr. Kim Larson, you deny this baby. You say this baby's not yours.
Yes, Honor. I can explain that to you. She's a player. She's unpredictable. She played a game with my emotion. She plotted.
The great no protection debate. She screeches he don't believe in condoms. He fires back that she swore she was on birth control. Who's telling the truth here?
Were you using protection?
No.
Then you were planning to have a baby.
Your Honor.
No, you told.
He said he don't believe in condoms.
But you told me you was on birth control.
Oh.
Yes.
Enter Kim Larson's disapproving daughter, who viciously calls Currington a predator who took advantage of my dad and be messing around in the streets.
I know these types of women. They pray men like this, kind-hearted, very openly, and she took advantage of my dad. We don't even know if it's, if that's my dad's baby because she be messing around in the streets. So how are we supposed to know for sure if that's my dad's baby or not? So that's why we here.
Their sketchy first encounter. At a hotel, he was desperately searching for his then-girlfriend. Ms. Currington sweetly offered to help him look, secretly hoping he wouldn't find her after spotting his nice car.
I met Ian at the hotel. He came in, he approached me and asked me if I'd seen his girlfriend at that time. And I said no, but I would help you look for her. Yeah, I seen him pull up in that nice car. I'm like, who is that? So to find out he come in here looking for his girlfriend.
Oh, you saw him pull up before he even got in the hotel. Look at him get out his little cute car. And you thought he was handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
He shamelessly admits being instantly attracted to her thickness when she paraded around in booty shorts. She happily admits taking his money and cars because he likes black women.
Oh, he was giving an arrangement out. He was giving out benefits.
Yes.
And you were taking them.
Yes, because he said he liked black women.
Oh, and so you had thought you found yourself a nice little sugar daddy, little older man that was going to do for you and your son.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to follow along, see how far she go with this.
Within days, she claims, or mere weeks, he says, she had already shacked up in his place, joyriding in his car, while her cousins and maybe an extra boyfriend partied it up.
She moved at my place.
Within 2 weeks.
Because we
I
bonded.
moved at his place 2 days later and drove his car after I met him at the hotel. He had me drive his car. He he was giving it to me like that.
She had her cousins up in there.
Also, my neighbor been calling me saying that she had multiple guys in my house. Whoever, I don't know what to believe.
Plot twist. After their messy breakup, he got evicted. She had a one-night stand in Indiana, only for he himself to send her money to come back and be a happy family.
Between that time when she was pregnant, she was with this guy pretty much through the whole term.
And I'm still is.
Yeah,
Getting
she
married
still
too,
is.
September 1st. And he's been taking care of her throughout this whole journey. I found out I was pregnant when I moved back, when Ann sent me money to come back. And this is his exact words. Oh, I'm gonna send you the money to come back so we could be a happy family and this and that. And he knew, because I told him.
Kim Larson actually got himself kicked out of the hospital during Kawaira's birth for throwing a tantrum because Currington was on the phone with her new fiancé.
Did you also allow him to sign the birth certificate?
He didn't want to. So he started cussing me out because I was on the phone with the person I'm with now.
No, I was at the hospital.
He got kicked out the hospital. The security guards kicked him out and had to move me to another room because why are you on the phone with him? And this is our time and this and that.
You got kicked out the hospital, Mr. Larson?
Yes, he did.
Judge Lake holds the envelope that will change everything. Is the thickness-loving, condom-hating older man Kawaira's father? Or was this just a very expensive, messy fling?
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Kim Larson, you are the father.
Dad.
Do you remember Mr. Johnson moving away?
No.
So when he's saying he was gone from April 17th until when Jace was born, that's not true?
No, it's not.
What is your testimony?
It's not at all because we had sex on his birthday.
And when is that?
April 30th.
Impossible.
And we had sex every day after that, and the last day we had sex was May 10th.
Ms. Wilson is a wreck, tearfully stating Mr. Johnson, father of her 4-year-old Jace, has done nothing for him, abandoning her since day one.
I've had my son for 4 years doing it all by myself since day one. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's hard to look at him.
Take your time. I know it's difficult. You've had him by yourself. No help. He's 4.
I have been struggling.
Mr. Johnson's ice-cold defense? He's 100% certain he's not Jace's dad because Ms. Wilson was still totally hung up on her ex when they first hooked up.
Mr. Johnson, you say you know 100% you're not the biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you have not done anything to help Ms. Wilson raise Jace?
No, Your Honor. Okay, first of all, when I got with Quadonna, she was dealing with her ex still, and he was still in the picture.
No, I wasn't.
So
the Missouri alibi bombshell. Johnson swears he was living in a whole other state when Jace was conceived, even presenting a calendar claiming a 10+ month pregnancy if it's his.
Why? Because, Your Honor, as I stated before, she was still involved with her ex. He was still in the picture. My son clearly looks like her ex. I contracted my story from my calculations. I was not even there when he was conceived.
Yes, he was.
Impossible.
You're saying you weren't even there when the baby was conceived?
No, it was not. I was living in Missouri.
Her fiery counterattack. Wilson insists he never moved away, and little Jace was actually conceived during a steamy week of unprotected encounters right around his birthday.
Miss Wilson, do you remember Mr. Johnson moving away?
No.
So when he's saying he was gone from April 17th until when Jace was born, that's not true?
No, it's not.
What is your testimony?
It's not at all because we had sex on his birthday.
And when is that?
April 30th.
Impossible.
And we had sex every day after that, and the last day we had sex was May 10th.
Were they baby planning or not? She tearfully claims they were actively trying for a baby and even planning marriage. He flatly denies any such romantic notions ever happened.
Before then, we had been trying to have a baby. December of 2012, he spent Christmas with his other kids at my house. During that time, when I finally moved into my apartment, which was March 1st of 2013, and he was there with me. We were doing it all the time because we planned on having a son. We was talking about getting married. I was like, well, I don't want to get married until we have the baby because I want to lose weight and fit in my dress.
She claims that after she joyfully announced the pregnancy, he completely ghosted her for 2 years. He retorts that she actually told him to get lost after a huge argument.
Just disappear, and I hadn't seen him no more after June 4th for 2 years.
So once you tell him you're pregnant, he never shows back up?
Nope.
No.
You didn't even want to see the baby?
No, Your Honor. I stopped communication with her because she told me she didn't want me to have it. We got into it
That
over the
is a
phone.
lie. No.
And she told me on the
No.
phone,
No.
well, since this is not working, then you don't have to be in our life at all like that, getting all loud with me. So I hung up on her. That's what I do.
The dramatic laundromat showdown. Johnson says the first time he ever saw 2-year-old Jace was at a laundromat, only to see the boy allegedly run to Wilson's EX yelling, "Daddy, Daddy."
My mom was talking to me, and you know how some mothers are. They put pressure on sons like, well, son, he look.
They tell you to do the right thing.
At this point, I'm going to meet her at the laundromat with the child. I took the child to my cousin's house, so she was like, well, he does look like you, cuz, she's older. So, and as I proceeded to take him back to the laundromat, I pulled up. I'm not even there 10 minutes. Here comes the ex.
Mr. Johnson then accuses Wilson of spending suspicious, long hours, burning DVDs at her ex's house multiple times a week right before Jace's conception.
Actually, I'm glad you asked me that. She would go visit her ex 2 to 3 times a week, and spend long hours over there. But as she quote unquote says, we're burning DVDs. Now, if you're leaving our house at 12 o'clock, you come back at 8, come on now. Y'all burning more than DVDs.
Judge Lake holds that fateful envelope. Is Mr. Johnson's ironclad Missouri alibi actually legit, or is he about to become a very reluctant and very late father to Jace?
It has been determined by this court. Are the father.
Benning lost his mom at 14. When Robin was born, he finally had someone to love like she loved him. It made me think that some dreams return as children.
Well, first off, Your Honor, my mother passed away when I was 14 years old. She was my best friend. We spent every waking moment together. After she died, it, left me hurt. I always wanted a daughter, and I promised I was going to take care of her and treat her like my mother took care of me.
Tell me about that relationship.
So close. She's goofy. She loves daddy. She's a daddy's baby.
While his girlfriend gave birth, Benning got a message from a man saying the baby was his. Benning stayed quiet and signed anyway. Silence can sometimes be louder than pain.
It actually happened during labor, Your Honor. I was in the hospital sitting across from Kayla as she was pushing this baby out. And I received a text from a guy telling me to leave the hospital because that's his baby and he needs to be there.
What?
I am in labor, like literally in the hospital. And I received a text telling me that the child that I'm waiting to come isn't mine.
She told Benning one man wasn't the father, but he knew there were others. I kept thinking how fast doubt grows when the truth is full of holes.
So, Mr. Benning, you still build the relationship, but you still have a doubt?
Yes, quite a few. First off, that DNA test doesn't mean anything considering the fact that she's cheated on me with more than one person.
Oh.
There could be other guys out there, that's just one,
During every fight, she said Robin wasn't his. Her words hit like hidden punches. It felt cruel, even just hearing it from someone else.
Anytime that something is wrong, I'm also reminded, oh, you're not her father. But if you need something, I'm the father.
You say stuff to hurt my feelings, why can't I do it to you?
Have I ever told you that you're not the parent of your kid?
You can't, I pushed him out.
So
Okay.
you're just gonna stab me in the back and tell me that I'm not the father of the kid that I take care of.
This is why we're here today to prove it.
Let's prove it.
Benning thought Robin looked like his mom, but hearing she might not be his broke something inside him. It felt like grief came back wearing a new face.
That little girl right there is my mother come back to be with me.
And
When
she
you
looks
tell me
just
that,
like your
when you
mother.
tell me
She's
she's
her
not mine, it feels like you're taking my mother away from me again.
Look at them, look, they're twins.
She's beautiful. They do look a lot alike.
People texted him saying Robin wasn't his. The calls and whispers kept coming. I can't imagine being a dad while drowning in that much doubt.
Change her diaper and look at her and play with her and she's calling me daddy and there's something in the back of my head saying she might not be. There's a text message on my phone saying she's not yours. There's people calling me on my phone saying I'm her dad. It's constant and
Well, this is why we're here to...
after a certain time, you can't just ignore it anymore. It keeps happening. It's hard to ignore. Very hard.
Bodine swore he was the father, but lies made her words empty. Trust can break before love even has a chance. I've learned that truth needs more than words.
I don't trust the thing that really comes out of his mouth. I really don't. And to be honest with you, after all this has happened, depending on the doubts with Robin, I wouldn't know about my son as well.
I think it's important that we get this family some clarity.
The judge said he wasn't the real dad, but Benning stayed anyway. That kind of love doesn't need DNA to be real.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
He got another message, this time about Jermaine Jr. Bodine said the baby might not be his just to hurt him. Some words cut deeper than facts ever could.
There was a text to you, Mr. Benning, that says, I'm filing papers for a DNA test on Jermaine. That'll cause paternity doubt 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's your honest, sure does. Every day.
Did you send it for good reason or were you just being vindictive and mean?
Vindictive and mean? Trying to hurt your feelings?
Benning gave the baby his name and raised him. He did it all, feeding, hugging, playing. That's what real fatherhood looks like. No strings attached.
Jermaine Jr.'s birth?
Yes, I was in the hospital.
Did you sign that birth certificate too?
I did sign his birth certificate. He has my first name.
And that's been submitted to the
Jr.
court. Jermaine Truth Benning Jr. Your concern is that the truth is you are not his biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
The second test came. Like before, Benning.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
Mr. Dark said Ms. Bailey lied and tried to trap him. He claimed they were together only once, long ago. I felt nervous just hearing the way he spoke.
Mr. Dark, you say the defendant is a promiscuous liar who broke your heart 4 years ago, stepping out on your then relationship. You admit to having a one-night stand with her 2 years ago, but are furious. Ms. Bailey is now claiming you fathered her 11-month-old son, which you say is impossible.
Bailey's friend told him she cheated while he was gone. He still tried to fix things, but it was too late. It made me wonder why people stay when broken.
But when I come back, she was doing her best friend's hair at the house. So I came in. When I left out of the door to go to the store, her best friend came running out of the door to like, hey, Terrence, wait up for a second. I'm gonna go to the store with you. We went on to the store. Well, while we was going to the store, her friend started to tell me a story. She was like, well, I just want to tell you something. She was like, well, the whole time that you was gone, she was cheating on you.
Her best friend told you
This
that?
is what her best friend told me.
The baby was born in November, but they slept together in March. The timeline didn't make sense. I couldn't stop thinking someone was definitely lying.
You kept having sex until
2016.
It was like early March. You have sex and you didn't use protection?
No, ma'am.
When was Jameer born?
November 13th.
If Jameer's birth date is November 13, 2016, then that means the conception window would be February 17th, February 24th, 2016.
Right.
Bailey pressured him to sign the birth paper. He did it so the baby had his name. That made me think how guilt can push us to act.
And the reason why I signed the birth certificate, to answer your question, is because you told me at the hospital that if I didn't sign it right then I wouldn't have another opportunity to sign it. That's what you told me right there at the hospital.
Forced you to sign it. You signed it on your own.
If I didn't sign it, what was gonna happen? He won't have your last name. You won't get to sign it. Did you not say that? You know you said that.
I did not tell you that. No, I did not. Okay, if you don't sign it, okay, that's on you.
Dark's girlfriend said her baby was made the same week next year. Her story matched the judge's timeline. My brain was spinning trying to keep up.
What would you like to tell the court?
Well, first, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like the baby looks like him. Just my personal opinion.
Feel like there is a physical resemblance?
No. Well, my due date is November 19th. My conception date is February 24th.
Oh!
Dark helped raise the baby, even while unsure. He gave him care, love, and time. That showed me what true responsibility looks like in the middle of doubt.
That's why you don't have your first child, because you don't do for her.
I've been a part of his life. I've gotten him. I've taken him with me. I've kept him. I took him to Alabama with me when I went to my granny's funeral last month. And my whole family said that that's not your child.
So when your whole family said that's not your child?
My mama said, boy, if you don't get that baby out of here.
The judge said Dark is the legal dad since he signed. That's final, no matter the truth. I'd panic too if I made that choice too soon.
Even if he has not bought him something, he will be buying him things and paying child support because you put your name on that birth certificate, and that makes you the legal father. You do understand that, right? By signing that birth certificate, you have said to your state, I am acknowledging that I'm the father of this child, which means you're responsible to take care of the child.
The DNA test showed Dark, wow, this will hit harder than anything else in the episode.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Dark, you are the father.
Ms. Lopez entered the courtroom like a storm. She said Mr. Carbajal faked a DNA test to avoid being a dad. I felt the shock hit me hard.
Ms. Lopez, you are here today because you claim the defendant, Mr. Carbajal, allegedly perpetuated a DNA testing scam to try to deny paternity of your kids. You say you are tired of struggling daily to take care of your children alone, and you need to prove he's their biological father today.
They met online and things moved too fast. He said they were intimate without protection the first night. She denied it, but admitted it happened soon. How does it go so far?
Well, I met her through a social network. She told me, hey, come see me, for the weekend or just one night. So I went to go see her. And that day that I went to go see her, we basically had sex that first night.
When she said she was pregnant, he didn't smile. He stepped back. He didn't want a baby with someone he didn't love. That made my stomach twist in knots.
Your Honor, after I found out I was pregnant, he did not have anything to say. We talked later, and he was still in shock, telling me that he didn't want to have a baby with someone he did not love.
So at that time, you told him you're pregnant.
he didn't seem to be that enthused.
No, he was not.
He loved the girl so much, he got her name tattooed. But one photo made him question everything. My chest got tight just hearing the story.
He says he's the father. He's even has her name tattooed on his arm. He was there.
Even though you doubt it?
Because when she was first born, I was attached to her. I was really attached to her.
Okay, so you were attached to her.
Yeah.
So then why doubt? What made you doubt?
The picture.
His sister saw a photo of another man on Lopez's phone. She said the man looked like the child. One picture sent everyone into chaos and doubt.
She showed my sister Miriam.
He was a friend
picture
of mine.
a guy, and my sister took picture of her phone.
He was
because
a friend of
that
mine,
guy
Your
looked exactly like.
No.
So
Liana.
you were showing pictures in your phone of a guy to your sister, and she came across a picture that she felt looked just like
Your Honor,
Aliana.
Carbajal said he couldn't sign the baby's papers. Lopez and her mom claimed he wasn't there. The yelling made it hard to know who to trust.
Well, when he was first born, like, she didn't let me sign his birth certificate. I didn't even sign his birth certificate. Why wouldn't she let me? She's saying I'm the father. Why couldn't I sign a birth certificate?
Because you weren't there from the beginning.
I was there.
I was there when they both were.
Hold on, let's get some order.
He said the baby had dark skin and a cleft lip, which didn't run in his family. Lopez said the child looked like her ex's dad. I felt the tension rise.
I'm light-skinned, Your Honor.
He looks just like
Your
his grandpa.
dad is dark.
His
that
dad
doesn't
is
mean
dark.
anything. That doesn't mean
My
anything.
little boy, my little grandson looks just like your dad because
Yes,
there
he
are
does.
He
pictures.
doesn't. No,
There's
he doesn't.
pictures
Yes.
that we
No.
looked side by side.
Yes,
he looks
we
like
did.
your dad. He's
My
from you
my
guys.
family does not have
Your
a
Honor,
history of cleft lip.
doesn't
Well, you
matter.
Whether it's
Listen,
my mom or my dad's side.
listen.
Lopez sent a photo of another man holding the baby. She wanted to make Carbajal jealous. I had to ask, who would do that on purpose?
She also sent me a picture of a man holding my baby.
Wait, you sent him a picture?
I sent him a picture to
of
show
Why
him.
someone
would you
else
send it?
holding a child that you said was his?
I sent it because to show him that there would be another man,
Why would it-
possibly,
why would it be another man?
possibly, and take care of his responsibility. I did not meet up with my ex until a month before I had my daughter.
Carbajal used a store-bought DNA kit without ID or witness. Lopez didn't know, and names were spelled wrong. I was stunned. How can anyone trust that test?
He did a paternity test that he bought from the store. I did not know about it until he gave me the results that came back.
My mom bought it off the counter. They came with swabbing things, you know?
Okay, so it came with all of the utensils,
Yes,
everything
and
you
then
needed.
paperwork, and then we did the swabbing. I swabbed my lips, I swabbed the kids' lips, and then we basically did the paperwork and we sent them in.
Judge Lake read the results. Carbajal wasn't Aliana's dad. The room fell quiet. My heart dropped with his.
2-year-old Aliana Lopez Carbajal. Mr. Carbajal, you are not her father.
After many denials, Lopez admitted she had another partner. The courtroom exploded with anger from Carbajal's side. I was floored. How do you lie like that?
So I'll ask you again. Were you sleeping with anyone else besides Mr. Carbajal at the time?
One, Your Honor.
Which is the one in the picture.
It's not the one in the
Obviously.
picture,
Pretty sure
okay?
it is.
No, it's not, Christina.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
you stood in this courtroom and lied.
Then it got worse.
Mr. Carbajal, you are not.
Thank you.
Noah's
Thank
father.
you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Lopez said both kids had different fathers and claimed to know who. The judge called out her lies and warned her. I watched her world fall apart.
Now, you two people's mothers, do you know who their fathers are?
Yes, I do.
Is it the same person or two different fathers?
Two, but I know who they are.
I don't even know if you're telling the truth right now.
No,
Because only you know the truth. And I will leave you with this cautionary tale.
This young woman says the baby's father is either an absent guy or her mom's boyfriend. The courtroom froze like a wave hit. I sat there, stunned and speechless.
Ms. Holthouse, you are here to prove paternity of your 3-month-old son, Zayden. Shockingly, you confess it's either a man you shared a sexual relationship with who wants nothing to do with your child, or the defendant who happens to be your mother's boyfriend.
It all began with a strange text sent by mistake. Days later, she wore tight clothes and they flirted nonstop. I still don't get how it got bad so fast.
It started out as a text message, Your Honor. I received wasn't supposed to come to me and a word was misspelled. It was a word. A few days later, tight clothing, little skirt, breast out. Next thing you know, one thing led to another. We started flirting with each other back and forth. Things just escalated from there.
Did you ever think in your mind this is inappropriate?
She snuck out of Grandma's house and met him at the park. They didn't just talk, they were intimate outside. I couldn't believe how casual she made it sound.
I snuck out of my grandma's house that night and we went to a park.
And what happened at the park?
We had sexual relations.
So you got a phone call while you're at your grandmother's house?
Yes, Your Honor.
For 6 months, they hid the secret from everyone. People only found out after both got arrested. I was sweating just thinking about their double life.
So how long did this sexual relationship last?
It was about 6 months.
Did your mother have any idea this was going on?
She didn't have any idea until Mr. Chenault and her got locked up and he got out while he was in jail. She had kind of manipulated both of us, saying that I told her about what we did and I never said anything, and she said that he told her about what we did and he never said anything.
One day, her mom walked in and caught them. No excuses, just pants down in chaos. My jaw dropped hearing how that scene went down.
She caught me standing in front of her, my pants unzipped. She was really furious and upset, and we basically got into huge arguments and fights about things that were going on.
And so when you found out you were pregnant, Miss Holthouse, did your mother know anything about this?
No, Your Honor.
Her mom had a baby with him just months earlier. That means their kids could be half siblings. I paused the video. I needed to breathe.
As my mom was pregnant with my sister, my sister is Mr. Chenault's daughter.
How old is her daughter?
She's about to turn 11 months.
How old is your child?
He is 3 months.
3 months.
They still live together but can't talk or share rooms. Her mom listens in, even lowers the TV. I can't imagine living under those rules.
Oh, we actually all stayed together.
You all stay together?
Yes, ma'am.
You all live together?
Yes, Sean. Well, there are rules laid down for me and Miss Holthouse, her daughter. We're not allowed to be in the same room together. We're not allowed to talk or text each other. We're not supposed to really even be around each other. And if we are in the same room together, she turns down the TV so she can hear the conversations that we're having.
They say they stopped seeing each other in September, but their body language says otherwise. Even the judge felt the lies in the air.
The last time we were intimate, Your Honor, was about September.
Haven't had any more contact?
No, Your Honor.
I've been a lawyer for a lot of years. You all's body language is off.
DNA test says my heart raced like I was in that room.
It has been determined by this court. You are not.
Ms. Foster shares how motherhood at 17 changed her forever. She's raising her son alone, while Mr. Durden avoids responsibility. I felt her pain. I was left speechless too.
Ms. Foster, you say getting pregnant at the age of 17 pushed you into adulthood sooner than you expected. You claim Mr. Durden is denying your 15-month-old son, Ian Durden Jr. You are asking the court to order a paternity test so you can prove he is the father because you're struggling financially to make it on your own.
Mr. Durden says he didn't help because he has doubts. He only signed the papers because he felt forced. Honestly, I couldn't believe what I just heard.
Because I haven't helped because I don't want to get too attached to a baby that's not mine.
He has your name.
Yeah, Your Honor, I agree with that. And the reason because he has my name is because I was kind of like pushed to sign the birth certificate.
We used to talk all the time about, if we have children, like I want my son to have my name.
I want to have my son to have my name.
Foster spends over $2,000 a month just to survive. She works long hours and sees her baby less. My heart broke hearing how tired she sounded.
You say your expenses, just for you, $750. That's food, getting back and forth to work, etc. For the baby, you're spending about $1,535, $2,285, which leaves you in the negative every month, $637. So you're going under and you're going under fast.
She says they had unprotected intimacy one emotional night. She believes that's when her son was conceived. He says he doesn't even remember it.
If it's not the case, we did use condoms sometimes. Not all the time, not 100% of the time. After that, he wanted to talk. He called me to a restaurant. We sat down and we talked for him. Read some text messages that were between me and a guy that
saw a picture.
We were on a break. Me and Ian were not together. He was someone who was comforting me at the time. It was not anything. We never had or anything like that.
Durden signed the papers to avoid embarrassing her. He still doubted the baby, but wanted to be a man. I'm stunned. I don't know what I'd do either.
Mr. Durden, you said you signed the birth certificate.
Yes, Your Honor.
The child's named after you. Why did you sign the birth certificate?
And it was a problem with the child being named after me. She didn't want the child to be named after me. It took her mother and I think one of her friends to tell her it's the right thing to do if the baby's his. Hospital room. I didn't really want to embarrass her in front of her mom and her sisters and stuff.
His sister says Foster was close to another guy. That guy even went to the baby's ultrasound. I gasped. How do you even respond to that?
Miss Foster and the baby. He stated that she's pregnant. I didn't even know they was having intercourse because they so young. They kids. She cheated on him with her best friend. Her best friend looked exactly like my brother.
It was the boy she took a selfie with who took her to the doctor and she didn't let me know nothing about.
That's why I have my doubts too, because and she cheated on him around the time she conceived the baby, so it's a possibility that he can be the father also.
The test proves Durden is...
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Durden, you are the father.
Jason entered with hope, but fear cracked his voice. Megan told him he might not be the dad. I felt punched in the stomach, too.
Mr. Deggs, you are here today hoping you are the biological father of the defendant's 3-year-old son, Jason. You have petitioned the court for paternity test because you claim your ex, Ms. Guerin, first led you to believe that you were Jason's dad, but when the baby was 6 months old, she confessed that you may not be the biological father.
Jason's best friend shared terrible news. His friend and his brother had both been with Megan. I froze just imagining hearing something like that.
And my best friend at the time pulled me aside and told me him and my brother had both slept with Megan.
What?
He cheated in the very beginning of our relationship. It was even
Now,
before we were a month together.
Ms. Guerin,
when we first...
I want to know, is it true?
Yes, it is true. I do admit that I did do those things. I did on him with his best friend and his brother.
Jason worked hard to make Megan happy. She says another man made her feel wanted. I don't even know who to feel bad for now.
He was never home.
Worked full time to make sure that her nails and her hair get done.
After he would get off work, he never came home. And he left me in the apartment all the time with a roommate that he knew was attracted to me and wanted to be with me. We were drinking and he was showing interest in me, made me feel pretty, and was giving me everything at the time that Jason was not.
Megan also cheated with Jason's brother. She felt ignored, but Jason looked crushed. Hearing that once would destroy me too.
But you slept with my brother too.
Yes.
You slept with my best friend and my brother. So if okay, twice the pain.
Ms. Guerin, how did you end up with his brother too?
His brother, I was really young at the time, and
you keep talking about how young you were. If you were so young, you shouldn't have been sleeping with everybody.
Okay.
Megan cheated again while pregnant. Jason still held her hand and cut the cord. I wanted to scream. He didn't deserve this.
When I found out I was pregnant, we had a lot of problems at that time. We had already cheated on each other. And then I met somebody else that was taking care of me, and I ended up sleeping with him while I was with Jason.
When you give birth to the child, he was there.
Yes, he was there.
I cut cord. I've been there since day one, taking care of this baby and this woman. Day one, Your Honor, I was there.
Jason thought he was the dad for 6 months. During a fight, Megan told the truth. My chest hurt like it was my family.
During the entire pregnancy and for 6 months after that, you allowed him to believe that he was the father of this child, knowing in your mind that maybe he wasn't.
I think we were in an argument, and out of nowhere she throws at me, "You're probably not even Jason, the daddy of Jason anyway."
Her new boyfriend steps in, acting like a dad. He's not the father, but takes care of Jason. That part made me clench my jaw hard.
I do things that a father is supposed to do. I never try and take the place of his biological father because I'm not his biological father.
And what is it that you do for the child?
I take care of him. You know, when Megan's working, if I have the day off, then of course I'm taking care of him. If he needs to go to an appointment or something, make sure he gets there. It's fun to be around. Of course, he's 3-year-old. He tests your patience sometimes, but...
The DNA test says Jason's...
When it comes to baby Jason Day, Mr. Day, you are not the father.
The judge calls Megan cold and cruel. She let Jason believe the baby was his. I wanted to stand and clap too.
That you would perpetrate this lie on this man during your entire pregnancy up through a delivery room. That wasn't his child. I can tell by the look on your face today. He was more nervous than you were. I'm gonna tell you what I think as a woman. Now, you sitting up there and you got a cute face, but you got ugly ways.
In the house, like one morning, we getting the kids ready for daycare. If Toy wouldn't have walked in the living room, the kids would have seen her full moon.
Having sex?
With the children.
Having sex?
You're right, but in my home, early in the front, on the couch.
Grandma, you were not having sex in the front room.
But as my mom was pregnant with my sister, my sister is Mr. Chenault's daughter.
How old is your child?
He is 3 months.
When you find out you're pregnant, whose child do you think it is?
At the moment, it could have been 2 guys.
This court case is about to be a total mess, and I love it. Ms. Scott McRae is suing her own daughter for $3,900, calling her husband a lazy bum. Her daughter fires back saying her mom is actually jealous and wants her man.
Ms. Scott McCrae, you claim that you've been supporting your daughter, Ms. Scott, and her 7 children long enough.
Yes.
You say that your daughter's husband is a deadbeat, and you wish she'd leave this man and get off the system. You are suing your daughter for $3,900 in unpaid loans.
Yes.
Things go from normal family drama to full-on reality, TV madness. Ms. Scott accuses her mom of wanting her husband, and the audience gasped so hard they almost passed out. Judge Lake tries to keep order, but this train wreck ain't slowing down.
You wish you had a man like him, and that's why you claim him to be a deadbeat, because that's what you're used to having, and that's what you want me to have. You're after him.
If I have 5 children depending on me, and they need things in the morning to sustain them while they're at daycare, and this man,
what's the things they need?
I was sleeping in their den.
This is where the case turns into a full-blown breakfast debate. Mrs. Scott McCrae is furious because Toy ate all the cereal and drank all the milk, leaving the kids with nothing. Mrs. Scott claps back like, okay, but they survived, didn't they?
I watched Toy one night, particularly. He went into the kitchen 3 or 4 times, and the whole night he was eating cereal.
But did that take cereal out of my children's mouth?
No, it didn't take the cereal. They couldn't eat the cereal because they didn't have milk.
Why are you on
he drunk up the milk.
You're saying
she had to ask me
somebody be on little things like.
Just when you thought it couldn't get pettier, we get bounced checks and eviction drama. Mom says they keep getting kicked out because Toy won't work, but Ms. Scott blames a bad check from her mom. Judge Lake looks like she needs a nap and a snack.
Your Honor, not when you're getting evicted every 6 to 7 months. It shouldn't be a family decision.
We get evicted
not
every
when it's
6 to
getting
7 months.
every year. They do good at
but
tax
let you
time.
tell it you paid our rent for 5 and 6 months.
So that's when I was staying with you when you were over on Tuckasegee, and as soon as I moved, y'all got evicted because you couldn't continue to pay the rent.
You gave me a bounce check.
No, I didn't give you a bounce check.
We were in a bind.
This moment made the audience gasp so loud it echoed. Mrs. Scott claims she caught her own mother doing things she shouldn't on the couch, right where the kids could see. Mom denies it, but Judge Lake looks like she wants to leave the courtroom immediately.
In the house, like one morning, we getting the kids ready for daycare. If Toy wouldn't have walked in the living room, the kids would have seen her full moon.
Having sex?
With the children.
Having sex?
You're right, but in my home, early in the front, on the couch.
Grandma, you were not having sex in the front room.
If things weren't awkward enough, now there's a questionable kiss. Ms. Scott says her mom kissed Toy so close, it could have been a full-on makeout if he turned his head. Mom says that's ridiculous, but the courtroom is giving her serious side-eye.
But something just told me to, just look back out the door. She done got out her car, walked up to our car where Toy was sitting, and kissed him on his cheek. A slobbery kiss. If he would have turned his face, that would have been tongue kiss. What was that even for? You're the best son-in-law I ever had. I just love you.
Toy finally gets to talk, and he does not hold back. He says his mother-in-law is always touching him, asking for favors, and acting way too friendly. Mom denies everything. But by now, nobody is convinced.
She always touching me on my chest.
What chest?
She always patting on me. She always saying, you do more than I can, my son or the man I'm sleeping with to have me to come and do things.
God.
Came out the blue one day to even come and get me by myself to come and pick up a tent for her.
A $30 tent.
Judge Lake asks the big question. Can this man even keep a job? Toy says his jobs are temporary, but Mom says he's just plain lazy. Mrs. Scott defends him, but Judge Lake looks very, very skeptical.
Can you keep a job?
No, ma'am.
He said he can't.
That's right.
He said he can't.
No,
he can't. Why is it that you can't keep one?
Because the job always ending.
So you have temporary or seasonal work?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you using your best efforts to provide for these 7 children?
Yes, ma'am.
Mom loses her case because she has 0 receipts. She tries to prove it with bank withdrawals, but there's nothing saying loan on them. Case dismissed, and Mom looks like she just lost the lottery.
I have bank statements showing the times that my money went into the bank, highlighting when it came out and the times that it came out.
Hand those to the bailiff, please. You say $3,900 for rent, money for food and clothes. Now, I see bank withdrawals, Ms. Scott McCrae, but they're just counter withdrawals for cash.
Yes, and it would come the cash that I would give to them to help pay their bills, pay the rent, or that I would pay to the landlord.
The big moment. Does Mom want her son-in-law? The lie detector says no, and the courtroom erupts in cheers. Ms. Scott looks shocked and low-key disappointed.
Ms. Scott McCrae, you were asked, have you ever made any sexual advances towards your son-in-law, Toy? You said no.
No.
And the lie detector determined that was the truth.
Yes, it was.
This case is already a mess before it even starts. Ms. Holthouse needs to find out if her baby daddy is some random guy or her mom's boyfriend. Yikes. The audience is already gasping, and it's only the beginning.
Ms. Holthouse, you are here to prove paternity of your 3-month-old son, Zayden.
Yes, Your Honor.
Shockingly, you confess it's either a man you shared a sexual relationship with who wants nothing to do with your child, or the defendant who happens to be your mother's boyfriend.
If you think this is bad, just wait. Mr. Shinewald says this whole thing started because of a misspelled text. Seriously? The judge calls him out immediately because this excuse makes zero sense.
It started out as a text message, Your Honor. I received wasn't supposed to come to me, and a word was misspelled. It was a word. A few days later, she had on tight clothing, little skirt, breast out. Next thing you know, one thing led to another. We started flirting with each other back and forth. Things just escalated from there.
Did you ever think in your mind this is inappropriate?
This is where we all collectively shake our heads. Ms. Holthouse snuck out of her grandma's house, met him at a park, and things went way too far. The audience is already done with this nonsense.
I snuck out of my grandma's house that night. We went to a park.
And what happened at the park?
We had sexual relations.
So you got a phone call while you're at your grandmother's house?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did he say?
What did I mean by that text that I sent him?
And your response was?
I didn't mean anything about it at that moment.
6 months of sneaking around, and guess how the mom found out? In jail. The mom tricked them into confessing, and it worked. The judge looks exhausted, and we're right there with her.
So how long did this sexual relationship last?
It was about 6 months. She didn't have any idea until Mr. Chenault and her got locked up and he got out while he was in jail. She had kind of manipulated both of us, saying that I told her about what we did and I never said anything, and she said that he told her about what we did and he never said anything.
This part is straight up embarrassing. The mom literally caught them, with pants unzipped. It turns into a huge fight, and things somehow get even worse.
Did she ever almost catch you?
Yes. She caught me standing in front of her, my pants unzipped. She was really furious and upset, and we basically got into huge arguments and fights about things that were going on.
And so when you found out you were pregnant, Miss Holthouse, did your mother know anything about this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, math time. The mom had a baby with him too. That means the baby and his mom's baby are half siblings. The audience's brains are breaking.
But as my mom was pregnant with my sister, my sister is Mr. Chenault's daughter.
How old is her daughter?
About to turn 11 months.
How old is your child?
He is 3 months.
When you find out you're pregnant, whose child do you think it is?
At the moment, it could have been 2 guys.
Mom finally walks in, and she knew something was up. She says her daughter was acting weird every time she left the room. The judge is just staring like, are you serious right now?
Because my daughter was acting funny. If I was sitting on the couch next to Mr. Chenault and I would get up to go to the bathroom, she would get up out of the chair across the room to sit by him.
Oh, no, she didn't.
The judge is so over this. She straight up calls them out for lying because their body language says it all. They both look guilty, and she knows it.
When was the last time you two were intimate? You're in court, tell the truth.
The last time we were intimate, Your Honor, was about September.
Yes, Your Honor.
Haven't had any more contact?
No, Your Honor.
You know, I've been a lawyer for a lot of years. You all's body language is off.
This is where they prove they're still hiding something. The judge offers them a lie detector test, and both refuse. The audience is groaning because they know what that means.
So I want to know if both of you say you're not sleeping together anymore and haven't slept together since September, we have access and we can take a lie detector test. Like you wanted to. Are we willing to consent to the lie detector test on the question of whether or not you all are still sleeping together?
And the results are in.
It has been determined by this court. You are not.
This starts off like a wild soap opera. Mr. Rash says his wife cheated with 5 brothers and has another guy's name tattooed on her. Somehow he still tried to forgive her, but now he needs help and admits she cheated a lot. She also casually drops that another guy might be the dad. The courtroom looks like they just watched a plot twist they didn't see.
Yes, ma'am.
Solely.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
She admits she cheated with one of the 5 brothers at a family picnic. Mr. Rash looks like his brain is... This case started off wild, like a soap opera mixed with a reality show. Ms. Rainey wants a paternity test and cash from Mr. Matthews, who swears he ain't the dad. The judge barely gets started before the drama explodes.
Ms. Rainey, you are here today requesting 2 paternity tests and suing the man you say is the father of your children. You admit that you slept with one other man during the time of conception, but you argue that was only because Mr. Matthews refused to accept his responsibilities.
Yes. The petty levels here were off the charts. Ms. Rainey named her kid after another man because Mr. Matthews told her to. Then he got mad about it. Now he's in court looking shocked, like he forgot he played himself.
When I found out I was pregnant, I told him and the other person that it was between both of them.
Because you weren't sleeping with anybody else during the time of conception.
I slept with him and Rondell.
It's not possible that it can only be between me and one other person. She is known to have family trees in her. When I say this, I mean it's like...
This relationship had more ups and downs than a roller coaster. Ms. Rainey says they were together for 8 years, but Mr. Matthews acts like she was just a random. The judge had to step in because they were both yelling like it was a rap battle.
You're saying that you all were together?
Of course.
Yes, I dealt with him for 8.5 years. Yes, I did. I was in love. This man
was not going to do what you needed him to do and to step up and do.
Oh, it was before you, and it was like before then, and this was still while you was gone, and I was messing with this other person. Yeah, I might have did, but we used the condom and all type of stuff like.
The nerve of this man is unreal. Ms. Rainey says she supported him financially, and he straight up admits he took the money. The judge hits him with the "you can't be broke" and disrespectful speech.
Oh, you're criticizing her, and yet you openly admit you were living off of her and letting her take care of you.
I don't care if she was at the store panhandling for money all day. If she came back and gave it to me, I'm gonna take it.
There's nothing. He's nowhere.
Now, I gotta drop a little knowledge on you, Mr. Matthews. If these kids are yours today, you gonna be paying for it.
This part was straight up heartbreaking. Ms. Rainey talks about growing up in foster care and how her own dad, who lives around the corner, never checks on her. She says she's done struggling alone, but Mr. Matthews still looks unbothered.
I had my rough life, in and out foster care, being homeless, 14 years old on my own. I'm 26 now. I gotta live with my cousin because I don't have no help. And if I need help, $1, I can't even get $2 from him to get on the bus to take his kids to the doctor. Or taking care of these kids on my own.
Watching this man dodge responsibility was wild. Ms. Rainey says she loved him, but all she got in return was disrespect. The judge is done with his excuses and is ready to get to the truth.
I loved him and never got love back. All I ever got was being mistreated, talked about to his other females, baby mamas, or whatever he want to call them.
Mr. Matthews, you are his father.
This whole thing is already a train wreck, and it just started. Alicia brings her mom to court to find out if the dad who raised her is actually her dad. Turns out mom was kind of busy back in the day, so nobody knows for sure.
Miss Ferguson, you've brought your mother to court today because you were recently shocked to learn that Ken Ferguson, who raised you your entire life, may not be your biological father. You have petitioned the court for a paternity test on Mr. Ferguson. You acknowledge that you finally confessed to your daughter that you slept with more than one man at the time of her conception.
Alicia wastes no time roasting her mom for ignoring her and her sister. She says mom only cared about random dudes and not her own kids. The argument gets loud fast, and it's clear this family has issues.
My mom goes through crazy moments and acts like her family never is there for her. Acts like her 2 daughters are never the only ones that just want her attention. And she wouldn't talk to us. She would only talk to her guy friends and her other friends. Not even the husband, so we all felt like we were just, there for her to just lean on when she actually didn't have anyone else around her.
Alicia opens up about how watching her mom cheat on people messed her up. She admits she used to cheat too because she thought that's just how life worked. Her current partner cannot stand her mom, which honestly makes sense.
I thought cheating was okay. I cheated on every person I was with until today. And the person I'm with today came out to my mom. That's the only thing she accepted me with.
And she did support you?
That's the only thing she's ever supported me with.
So I want to make sure I understand this. You were told by your stepfather that Mr. Ferguson may not be your father?
Yes.
Ken steps up and drops a major bombshell. He's not sure he's the dad. He says when he met Alicia's mom, she had already been with 4 guys in one night. His sister also kept seeing random men at their house, which, yikes.
Where's your daughter?
Yeah, I believe she was my daughter. When I first met her at a party, I found out after this because that's when we met. She slept with 4 guys that night. Then we were dating, you know, and moved in with each other. Within like 2 weeks, my sister started calling me saying, hey, there's cars down at the house like every other day.
Alicia is done and just wants the truth. She hopes Ken is her dad and that her mom will finally admit to all the nonsense. But instead, her mom just keeps acting confused, like this isn't even happening.
I just really hope he is my dad. I just wish one day she'll just sit down and admit to my face what she did was wrong and I shouldn't have seen it and I shouldn't have this feeling.
So, are you willing to give your mother a chance to apologize today?
It's because she's never admitted.
Mom comes back, but her apology is super weak. Alicia isn't buying it, and neither is anyone else. Their relationship is basically on life support at this point.
I came here for you to do this. And that's what you're gonna do, is you're gonna drag it all out. When you stood there and you told me all it was to find out about your dad.
See?
There's no
You always
Stop.
give up on us.
Let me
Yes,
finish.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a perfect mom. I never tried to be. I never, I did what I could do.
So,
but I love you and I never once regretted having you.
The results are in.
When it comes to Alicia Ferguson, Mr. Ferguson, you are her father.
This case starts off crazy, and it's only going to get worse. Ms. Davis says she got back with her ex after 15 years apart, but now he denies being their baby's dad. She's here with a DNA test to prove him wrong.
Ms. Davis, you say that after a rocky marriage and nearly 15 years separation, you reconnected with your ex-husband 3 years ago. You say Mr. Simpson is now denying he is your 2-year-old daughter Elizabeth's father, and you intend to prove paternity today.
Mr. Simpson claims Ms. Davis cheated on him not once, not twice, but 11 times. He even caught her making out with another guy in their car while he was inside the house. Ms. Davis admits it, but says, "At least I was honest."
Your Honor, for a fact, I've known 11 times that she's cheated in her previous relationships. We were married 15 years ago. She tells me after I get off work to stay in the house. She got somebody coming to visit her. I stay in the house. Somebody pulls in my driveway. I walk out and she's in the car making out with these people.
Somehow, after all that, Mr. Simpson still took her back because he thought she had changed. But then he started noticing the same old shady behavior. It was like watching someone run back into a burning house and act surprised when they get burned.
Did you feel like she had changed?
Yes, she had kids with other guys after we separated.
You felt like motherhood had cured her?
Yes, as it would any woman. There's a lot of coincidences, the same as before, that she's going out, sitting in cars in the middle of the night. I get family and friends telling me that she's bringing guys in my house all the time while I'm gone.
Mr. Simpson says he was too stressed to, well, do anything. Yet Ms. Davis was taking pregnancy tests every week. She says she didn't take them until after he left. Somebody is lying, and the judge is not amused.
I just came out of a relationship. I have my own kids. I've got custody of all my kids. Things just wouldn't rise to the occasion because of all the stress that I was going through. All right, but yeah.
Oh, okay. You said that very respectfully. I understand.
The first month we're together, she's taking a pregnancy test every week, once, twice a week.
Oh!
Why was Ms. Davis sneaking out at midnight to sit in some guy's car for hours? She says they were just talking. But why not talk inside? The judge is looking at her like, girl, seriously.
In the middle of the night, it's 11 o'clock of the night time. I'm in the bed. She's getting up, walking out the door to go sit in the neighbor's car. She sits out there for 2 to 3 hours before she comes back in.
Okay, but nobody told him that he couldn't come out there. The same person that gave me and my daughter a place to stay. So yeah, I was still friends with her. I wasn't doing anything, just talking.
Instead of dealing with the drama, Mr. Simpson kicked Ms. Davis out while she was pregnant, through a text. Then he let his ex-wife move in. This guy took messy to a whole new level.
You said he let his ex come live in the house with you all?
Well, no, he via text kicked me out while I was pregnant to let his ex-wife move back in.
And you thought the baby wasn't yours?
It wasn't like that. I didn't think she was able to be truthful, faithful.
This man really said he doesn't think the baby is his because she has curly hair. He says everyone in his family has straight hair, so something isn't adding up. The judge is basically done with him at this point.
She's beautiful. I mean, you see the curly hair and all my family's straight-headed. I've got Cherokee blood. And I don't know anybody in my family that...
You don't feel like she bears any resemblance to your family or the trait?
No.
You feel like her curly hair is something that...
Yes.
The whole room goes silent. Then boom.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Simpson, you are the father.
I met her walking around my apartment complex. She was with some mutual friends, and I thought she was very attractive, and I talked to her. We exchanged numbers. We had sexual contact later on that night.
Same night you saw her walking around the parking lot?
Yes, ma'am.
So was this sex protected?
No, ma'am, it wasn't.
He had sex with his cousin, and I felt very vulnerable about it.
Yes, I did, but that was before her. She already knew about that.
You know, I received the inbox telling me she said that she had sex with my little black car and they had a baby. And I felt very astounded about it.
She told you before that when you were sitting in the car with your friend, when y'all left from the Riverwalk.
No, that's not true, and you got her pregnant.
Yes, it is. It's true, Your Honor.
This case was already a disaster before it even started. Jeremy Boston swears he isn't the dad, but Teresa Murphy is tired of his nonsense and wants a DNA test. The judge catches Jeremy in a lie within seconds, and things go downhill fast.
Mr. Boston, you have dragged the defendant into court today because you say you have undeniable proof that there is no way possible that you are the biological father of the defendant's 10-month-old son, Tristan.
Jeremy tries to convince everyone they were never in a relationship, but Teresa isn't buying it. He claims he slept on the floor while she says he was in her bed every night. The more Jeremy talks, the worse his story gets.
So how long were you in this sexual relationship?
4 months. I wasn't even at her house for 4 months.
He's lying.
Big
He's lying.
over there every other night.
Like, he was at my house every night, spending the night sleeping in the same bed.
Alone, kicking it with them. You know, having beverages, stayed over time, and my mom was asleep, so I couldn't get in her house. So yes, I did spend a night over there.
It was an everyday thing.
I slept on her float in her living room.
No, lying. You slept in my bed.
Jeremy acts like he found out about the baby from a news report. Teresa says he was happy and rubbing her belly, but Jeremy says he barely knew her name. The judge gives him the side eye of the century when he admits to calling her bookie the whole time.
He started coming over my house, spending the night. We had sexual encounters plenty of times on several occasions in my bedroom. When I first found out I was pregnant, he was happy. He came over to my house. He's like, oh, he rubbed my belly and everything. He was smiling and everything.
She was pregnant. That family member came in the house and told me, well, you know somebody named Teresa? At the time, I didn't know her government name. Only thing I knew was
He's lying.
Jeremy swears he wasn't around when the baby was conceived. Teresa says that's a lie, and that he even came to visit the baby after birth. Jeremy admits he held the baby, but only to check for clues.
After I had the baby, Your Honor, he came to Chicago to see my baby. I moved back to Chicago with my mom. Actually, I have proof. He came to Chicago to see my son. He asked me to take a picture of him and his son and put it on Facebook, and that's what I did. Tristan and Mr. Boston.
Mr. Boston and Tristan.
Yeah.
Just when it couldn't get wilder, another man enters the mix. Turns out Teresa was also with Tyron Gregory, who straight up blocked her on Facebook when she told him she was pregnant. The audience gasps, but let's be real. This is normal for paternity court.
She texted me on Facebook and told me she was pregnant. I never talked to her again. Like, I blocked her, so basically never.
You got a message on Facebook that she was potentially pregnant by you and you deleted her?
Blocked it.
He actually blocked me, Your Honor, because he had went back home to his girlfriend and he thought that I was gonna break up a happy home, which it wasn't nothing like that because I don't wanna break up no happy home. This is about my son.
Teresa's best friend, Quiana, jumps in to expose more lies. She says Jeremy was at Teresa's house all the time and was not sleeping on the floor. Jeremy tries to act surprised, but the judge looks like she's heard enough.
I was living with Teresa the whole time.
And he was sleeping on the floor.
He was sleeping in my bed.
Was Mr. Boston the only man coming over there within that 4-month period?
When she was saying him, he was the only man. They broke up. They weren't talking for like 2 weeks. That's when she started messing with Mr. Gregory.
Teresa put Jeremy on child support, even though she wasn't sure he was the father. The judge is not happy and warns her that this could cause big problems. Teresa basically shrugs and admits she did it out of pettiness.
I put Mr. Boston on child support.
You did what? I ain't getting no letter.
Proof. Why would you arbitrarily choose Mr. Boston and put him on child support?
At the time when I conceived, I didn't talk to neither one of them, but I had Mr. Boston information as far as his birthday, his social security number, and everything.
Mr. Boston, you are not the father.
Buckle up. This drama is next level. Ms. Nesbitt sues Mr. Henderson for paternity, claiming he only buys diapers for their baby, Zian. He denies being the father, saying she was with the neighbor.
Ms. Nesbitt, you are suing to prove to Mr. Henderson that he is the father of your 7-month-old daughter, Zion. You say that when the results prove you right, you expect Mr. Henderson to step up. Mr. Henderson, you claim your case is simple. You say Ms. Nesbitt cheated on you with her neighbor during the window of conception, and he is Zion's biological father.
Things get weirder. Ms. Nesbitt says Mr. Henderson treats her other kid better than his own. He admits he doesn't want to care for another man's child, but he already is. Make it make sense.
Well, he buy her diapers, that's about it. He doesn't do anything for my child, but buy her diapers. He does more for my 2-year-old son that he knows that's not his, than his own daughter.
Because I feel that I shouldn't have to take care of another man's baby. I came into this baby's life and already knew he wasn't mine, but I had a possibility that she'd been mine, but she's not, so I felt kind of hurt.
Plot twist. Mr. Henderson secretly signed the birth certificate, then lied about a DNA test. Judge Lake calls him out. But wait, the real cheating scandal is about to drop.
So, Mr. Henderson, you did sign the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Nesbitt that said, don't sign it just yet because it may not be yours?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, he even lied to his father and told him that he got a DNA at the hospital when he didn't.
Well, honestly, Your Honor, because I didn't want him all in my business.
Oh, Your Honor, that's a lie. He signed the birth certificate. He told me that he signed the birth certificate so he can have rights to the baby, so he can get custody of the baby.
Ms. Nesbitt admits she told Mr. Henderson the baby might not be his, out of anger. Yeah, that helps nothing. The tension is thick, but it's about to get worse.
She kept coming to me like, this not your baby, LaDon. Like one time
After Zion was born?
Yes. I came in the house one night drunk. I don't know if she was mad at me or not. She probably could have said it out of spite because I came in late.
True.
She get the argument, oh, she's not yours. That's why she's not your baby. She could be Mr. Brown's
Nesbitt,
baby.
did you say that?
Yes, Your Honor. I did it out of angry. I was really angry
She
when
said
I
it
said
several times, Your Honor.
Boom! She reveals Mr. Henderson slept with his own cousin. No wonder she had doubts. Judge Lake's reaction? Priceless. And trust me, it's about to get wilder.
He had sex with his cousin, and I felt very vulnerable about it.
Yes, I did, but that was before her. She already knew about that.
You know, I received the inbox telling me she said that she had sex with my little black car and they had a baby. And I felt very astounded about it.
She told you before that when you was sitting in the car with your friend, when y'all left from the Riverwalk.
No, that's not true, and you got her pregnant.
Yes, it is. It's true, Your Honor.
Enter Mr. Brown, the neighbor. Ms. Nesbitt hooked up with him right after a fight. 2 weeks later, she was pregnant. The courtroom loses it, and Mr. Brown, he has his own version of events.
Well, I doubted because we was having unprotected sex for a year straight, and all of a sudden I had sex one time with Mr. Brown, and I ended up getting pregnant 2 weeks later.
Mr. Brown is
the neighbor.
Your neighbor?
Yes. Well, me and Mr. Henderson, we got into an argument, and it led in my apartment to him coming in, giving me a massage, and led off to me.
Mr. Brown admits he flirted with Ms. Nesbitt, and they hooked up on her birthday. He plays it down, but it's a mess. Then, his story takes a weird turn.
I first met her, she had moved to my apartment, been a couple doors down. I used to always flirt with her, to blink her eye at her, you know what I'm saying? Because she was a cute girl, you know?
It was just like birthday sex, that was about it.
It wasn't more that she used to always hit me up and text me and all that stuff. I used to text her different names, like
it was
this
just
Tracy,
one time.
Nancy.
Your Honor, she's telling me that it's been going on longer than that. It was more than one.
It was just birthday sex.
Mr. Brown shows a picture, claiming the baby looks nothing like him. He even compares features like a detective, but the drama isn't over yet. These men have been beefing on Facebook.
This is a picture of
me on the right and her on the left, yeah. She looked nothing like me at all. Ear, look at her cheeks, nothing, lips, nose, nothing like me. One day she had told me she didn't want to take them. First she used to always ask me, like, do you mind taking the test? I'm like, yeah. Then one day she, I guess she didn't want to hurt
Your
his
Honor,
feelings
he's
or
the
something.
one that called me.
So wait, she asked you to take a test. Do you mind taking a
and I
paternity
used to always
test?
tell her what I tell her.
Yes, they fought about this baby on Facebook. Mr. Henderson tagged Mr. Brown, saying, come get your daughter. Mr. Brown blocked him twice, and somehow it gets pettier.
Him hit me up on Facebook. See, I had to block him on Facebook.
I don't
know, bro. I'm a real man, bro.
You having a Facebook feud?
Oh, it wasn't no Facebook feud. I just told him, like, bro, come get your child. You feel me? This is not my child. She's telling me that this child is not mine. I'm not about to sit there. I'm a real man. I'm not gonna have her calling me daddy or nothing. Like, hold on, I'm not your
I just
father.
don't want my
That's
daughter
your
to be
father.
fatherless, and I just want to find out today.
Ms. Nesbitt accuses Mr. Henderson of treating her other kid better than his own child. Henderson claps back, saying, that's different, because I got feelings. Judge Lake is trying so hard not to roll her eyes, but the biggest moment is coming, and it's time for the truth to finally come out.
She told me several times that it wasn't my baby,
He takes care of my baby that he know that's not his, which is my son. He takes care of him.
Yes,
he bought
but you
my
didn't
son
cheat
5
on me
pairs
and
of
have
outfits,
him,
and
though.
he only bought his daughter only one.
I got,
so it's
I
not a
got
difference.
feelings too.
What he's saying is there's a level of resentment that he feels as it relates to baby Zion. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And now, the moment of truth.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are not her father.
Oh!
Okay, sit down, Mr. Brown.
right away, things go from normal to what in the world is happening real fast. Ms. Ferguson brings her mom to court because she just found out the dad who raised her might not be her real dad. And just like that, we're off to the races with secrets, drama, and a whole lot of awkwardness.
You've brought your mother to court today because you were recently shocked to learn that Ken Ferguson, who raised you your entire life, may not be your biological father. You have petitioned the court for a paternity test on Mr. Ferguson, whom we'll hear from in a moment. You acknowledge that you finally confessed to your daughter that you slept with more than one man at the time of her conception.
If you thought this was going to be a calm chat, think again. This is a full-on family roast session. Ms. Ferguson calls out her mom for ignoring her kids and sneaking around with other men, while her mom acts like she has no clue what's happening. It's like watching someone pretend they didn't eat the last cookie while crumbs are all over their face.
My mom goes through crazy moments and acts like her family never is there for her. The only ones that just want her attention and to talk to her and be there for her. So she was treating us like crap. For her, she wouldn't talk to us. She would only talk to her guy friends and her other friends. Not even the husband, there for her to just lean on when she actually didn't have anyone else around her.
And just like that, mom storms out because she can't handle the heat. Ms. Ferguson drops a truth bomb. Watching her mom cheat so much made her think cheating was normal. If you thought this was dramatic, just wait, because Ken is about to spill some tea too.
See, this is what you do. You always walk away. You never can talk to me.
Your stepfather.
Yeah.
And you finally just said to him.
Yes, I let it all out. Everything I was keeping secrets from him. Yes, I was supposed to be her little secret keeper. Supposed to be the only one to know that she was sleeping around. And I couldn't handle it anymore because I love him like I love him.
Ken steps up and says, "Oh yeah, I had doubts." And boy, does he have a reason. Turns out Ms. Munsell was with 4 dudes in one night before they even got together. Ken still married her and raised Ms. Ferguson, but now he's back in court, reliving the mess all over again.
Miss Ferguson, this young woman was your daughter.
Yeah, I believe she was my daughter.
Why do you have the doubt?
When I first met her at a party, I found out after this, because that's when we met. She slept with 4 guys that night.
You know this for a fact or you heard?
No, it's fact. Then we were dating, moved in with each other. Within like 2 weeks, my sister started calling me saying, hey, there's down at the house.
Ms. Ferguson, trying to be the bigger person, asks her mom to just say sorry. Instead, her mom gives the worst apology ever. Something like, I did my best, but without any real feeling. Ms. Ferguson is not buying it, and honestly, neither is anyone watching.
I just wish one day she'll just sit down and admit to my face what she did was wrong and I shouldn't have seen it and I shouldn't have this feeling.
Are you willing to give your mother a chance to apologize today? Here today, she's appeared to be extremely emotional.
It's because she's never admitted.
And now, the moment of truth.
When it comes to Alicia Ferguson, Mr. Ferguson, you are her father.
This was totally wild. Imagine thinking you know your dad, and then boom, surprise. Ms. Fuller's mom told her the man on her birth certificate wasn't her real father. Instead, she said her dad might be a famous musician, and now Ms. Fuller needs answers.
Miss Fuller, you say that on your mother's deathbed, she confessed your dad was not the man listed on your birth certificate. You claim she then told you that your biological father was actually a well-known singer who was also the love of her life. Now, while you have doubts whether he is actually your biological father, you confess he's your last hope.
This childhood drama is next level. At 10 years old, her dad told her he wasn't actually her dad. Then, on her 13th birthday, her mom confirmed it but gave no real answers. She spent her whole life wondering where she came from, and now she's finally ready to find out.
At the age of 10, my mother and father that I've known to be my father had a fight, and on his way out, he told me, and by the way, I'm not your father, but I know he's not, and he's told me, he said, I'm not your father. Something that was just really devastating to me in my life, and at the age of 13, on my 13th birthday, my mother told me that he wasn't my real father, and that my father was dead, actually.
This part was straight up crazy. Her mom's final words included the name Cornelius, and Ms. Fuller had no idea who that was. She searched online, found a record in her mom's things, and saw it was written by a saxophone player. Even weirder, the song was named after her mom.
So my mom, on her deathbed, she died about a year ago, less than a year. She told me that really my father is possibly Cornelius. And I said, Cornelius? I didn't know who that was. And she said, that's who I think your father is. So I went online after she passed. I went online to find out who he is, that he was a saxophone player, he was a musician.
This moment was intense. After tracking him down on Facebook, Ms. Fuller finally meets Cornelius in person. First thing she asks, "Can I hug you?" They hug, the audience claps, and now it's time to find out if he remembers Lorraine.
I was able to find him on Facebook, and I befriended him, and I asked, we talked, a little here and there.
But you've never met him face to face?
This dude is just like, oh yeah, I knew Lorraine. He says they met at a nightclub and fell in love, but their relationship was complicated. Then one day, she disappeared.
Do you remember her mother, Lorraine?
Yes, I was singing in a band at the time. That's where I met her. When she came down to the club, I would take her home. She lived in the other part of town. I stayed in the ghetto, and she was white.
This was unexpected. Years later, Cornelius tracked Lorraine down, knocked on her door, and they reconnected. And by reconnected, I mean they got real close with no protection. Now Ms. Fuller is wondering if that night led to her birth.
That she was in San Bernardino. So me and my brother to the place I thought she was at, and I knocked on the door, and she came to the door.
Was she single or was she married?
Well, she was married.
Was her husband home?
No.
So what happened?
We just fell in love again.
Fell in love again.
Yeah.
This could have been awkward, but nope. Cornelius's wife Melinda is all in and already considers Ms. Fuller family. She gets emotional and says she loves her no matter what. The DNA results haven't even come in yet, but she's already attached.
I already got attached to Miss Fuller already. Yeah. I would like it to turn out for them, father and daughter.
Yes.
This part was heartbreaking. Ms. Fuller explains how she's always felt lost and unwanted. She never questioned her mom because she just wanted to be a good girl. But now, standing here in court, she realizes just how badly she needs the truth.
I didn't know where I fit in. I just knew I was a good girl. I wanted to just please my mom, to please everybody around me. Never questioned anything. I never wanted to be in a place of a lonely state. I feel lonely now.
All right, here it is, the moment of truth.
Mr. Neal, you are not Miss Fuller's father.
Oh.
This case is already a mess, and we haven't even started. Judge Lake introduces Sousis versus Payne, where Ms. Sousis says Mr. Payne's mom made him doubt their baby girl. She wants his name on the birth certificate, but he's not signing anything without proof.
Ms. Sousis, you have dragged the defendant into court today because you say it's his mother's fault he's denying your 10-month-old daughter, Aleliana. You claim when the DNA results prove he is the father, you want the defendant's name added to her birth certificate.
The trust issues here are next level. Mr. Payne says Ms. Sousis is sneaky because she went to the movies with another guy and texted her ex. She fires back, saying he did the same thing. So what's the problem?
The first day after we started talking, she went to the movies with some other guy, Facebook messages telling her
did something with another girl and you was just telling your ex you loved her, so what's the difference?
You lying in court.
I don't need to lie.
Ms. Sousis, you did contact your ex?
Yeah, I said I cared for him. I never said I loved him. He told his ex he loved her, and I did go to the movies with a boy.
For 9 hours. What movie is 9 hours?
Mr. Payne was happy at first, then switched up real fast. He says the pregnancy happened too fast after they got back together, making him suspicious. His mom agrees and says, something ain't right here.
What happened when you told him you were pregnant?
He was happy for a minute. I don't know. I guess there we go with the DNA test stuff, so.
I was happy and shocked at the same time because I felt like it happened fast because we had just got back together.
So you got back together,
2 weeks.
It seemed like right away because the first time she was pregnant twice. The first time she got pregnant, I knew without a doubt it was his because she didn't go anywhere. I couldn't get rid of her.
Ms. Sousis is fed up with raising her daughter alone. Mr. Payne claims she chose to do it by herself, but she says he was just never there. The judge can barely get a word in because they won't stop arguing.
I've been doing this for so long by myself. It's like, I'm just fed up.
She didn't have to be alone. She chose to. That was on her.
Who was there for me? Because I've been independent for so long, for so many years by myself. I was used to it, so it was like.
Did you want him to be there and help you?
Yes, I did.
I'm confused as to why you didn't allow him to help you.
We just argued too much around my daughter, and I don't want that all around her, so.
Ms. Sousis says Mr. Payne comes and goes like a lost puppy. He swears he tried to be there, but she made it difficult. Then they start fighting over a stroller color, and the judge looks so done.
And so for the past 10 months, you've been raising her on your own?
Not on my own. Like, yeah, he comes in and, like I said, he comes in and out. I don't like that. If you're gonna stay out, stay out. If you're gonna come in. Like, if she knows you're a dad, stay in. Like,
if you need help and you want me to be there and you tell me no, what more can I do?
All right, but when I ask you
to help, how's it a problem? When you just ask,
it's a problem.
What did I do?
Right?
When you just asked, what did I do?
The gossip in this case is wild. Mr. Payne says random people told his mom that Ms. Seuss's was moving around too much. She claps back, saying people love to talk, but it's all lies.
There was another situation, I think I told you too, Lacey. A lady, her daughter goes to school pretty much with Lacey, and she was saying, oh, she talks to this guy and this girl and this guy. Like, just everybody. No one
everybody gonna say anything they
right,
want.
But no one has anything good to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know how that goes, but you understand that's my doubt.
It's always something bad in me. I'm a hoe. I'm this. I'm that, but does anybody really know me? But when I confront people, nobody got nothing to say.
Ms. Seuss's is mad that Mr. Payne didn't sign the birth certificate. He says he had doubts, and his mom told him to wait. She thinks that was just an excuse to avoid responsibility.
You say that he's not on Aleliana's birth certificate.
Yes, that's another reason why I didn't let him take her as much.
Don't sign it if you have any doubts. Get the DNA test first.
It's sad that it took 10 months.
It's sad, yes.
For it to happen, but at least it can happen today. And if it is my child, I'm gonna step up all the way.
Good.
All the way.
100%. You don't gotta say good, because I know what I'm gonna do.
The tension in the room is crazy. Judge Lake reads the results, and boom.
It has been determined by Mr. Payne. You are the father.
Thank you.
I'm happy. Now I'm happy.
This courtroom started wild. Mr. Black walked in straight up saying, that ain't my kid. He wants the baby's last name changed if the DNA test proves he's not the father. Ms. Rockmore says he's the dad 100% and is disgusted by his denial.
You say you're here today to finally prove that you are not the biological father of 4-month-old Javion Black. You say when the results reveal you are not the father, you no longer want the child to have your last name. You say you are 100% sure Mr. Black is your son's biological father, and you are completely disgusted by his rejection of your innocent child.
These two met, talked for a few hours, and next thing you know, no protection, no hesitation. Mr. Black says she was cute, they exchanged numbers, and boom, same night hookup. Now they're in court, trying to figure out if that one night made a whole human.
I met her walking around my apartment complex. She was with some mutual friends, and I thought she was very attractive, and I talked to her. We exchanged numbers. We got to know each other a little better on that evening, and then we had sexual contact later on that night.
Same night you saw her walking around the parking lot?
Yes, ma'am.
So was this sex protected?
No, ma'am, it wasn't.
Mr. Black swears the baby isn't his because he saw her ex take her to the store. Judge Lake looks at him like, sir, what? Turns out, buying groceries does not equal making babies.
I'm doubtful because at the time I was there and I was talking to her, that period of time, I seen her ex involved with her.
You saw her with her ex?
Yes, ma'am. He walked past me while I was at her house talking to her, and he went and took her to the store.
How'd you know it was her ex?
I knew it was her ex because she told me.
Ms. Rockmore told him she was pregnant, and his first reaction was, I don't believe you. She had to send a sonogram just to prove it was real. Instead of stepping up, he pulled out a homemade timeline like he was solving a crime.
The first person that I told was my mom, and that's because she went to the doctor with me. As soon as I left the doctor, I called Mr. Black to let him know that I was pregnant. And at the time, he didn't believe me until I showed him a sonogram picture. Then that's when he believed me.
I was doubtful. It was a month later. I got a calendar showing the time periods of where we had our intercourse in the time period. She showed me she was pregnant. She could have had sex with anybody from August to September.
He literally made a calendar to prove he couldn't be the dad. Like, that's how science works. Judge Lake counts the months and says, sir, these numbers add up perfectly. The audience loses it when he suggests she had another guy waiting right after him.
I'm trying to prove that he is not my child. It helps me in that way of showing you the time frame that we did have sex. She was on her period from the 21st to the 28th, and we had sex on the 30th one time. And she came to me on the 26th saying that she was pregnant. Between July and August and September 26th, she could have had sex with anybody.
Claiming that the window of conception would have been between July 30th.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, plot twist, Mr. Black's own mother switches sides. She stands with Ms. Rockmore and says, that's my grandson. The audience loves it, and Mr. Black looks like he just got grounded on TV.
You're Ms. Black.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are?
I'm his mother.
You are Mr. Black, the plaintiff's mother.
Yes, ma'am. I'm his mom, and I am very disappointed and I'm outraged that he would go this far to bring this young lady to court to prove that's his son.
The moment of truth, Judge Lake opens the envelope. Boom.
It has been determined, Mr. Black, you are the father.
So me and Dominique became friends. We got close. We was like brother, sister, and we had sex every day, nonstop.
You said you all were like brother and sister?
We was friends. We was close like brother and sister. We was friends.
We was hanging together, Yana. We were only friends.
That's a picture at my granny's funeral.
And it says, gotta love your siblings, laugh out loud, and I am my sister's keeper.
My grandmother made peace with me before she passed away. She told me about the rumor. She told me that she do not like my mother. Not only did my granny say that, because I started to get up at funeral and tell them what my granny said, but I said that's not the proper time.
This is already a disaster. A pastor might have fathered a child with a woman 28 years younger. To make it wilder, another guy is outside waiting for a surprise no one wants.
You're a church pastor and bishop who may have fathered a child with a woman who's 28 years younger than you. So you admit you were involved with 3 different men during the time you conceived your daughter, including Mr. House.
Pastor House met Ms. Webster while moving for a church job. Instead of just prayers, he made it clear he had manly needs. He says they bonded over tragedies, but this is all leading to a paternity test.
I met her. We began to talk to Mom. I went through tragedy. I lost my child. She's kind of brought a connection. There was a connection. I thought she was hot. And after exchanging numbers, I decided that I wanted to follow up on this. So we set a date for the following week, and we went out, and we just had a great time together.
Ms. Webster says they met at church. House says it was a fast food joint. Either way, things escalated fast. Then, on national TV, he calls her a hoochie.
But instead of that, it was like more, it led on to sexual, unprotected sex.
I didn't meet her at a church. I met her at a fast food joint, and we exchanged the numbers.
That's wrong, Yana.
We
met at church.
Looked at each other, and quickly she became a hoochie, and that's what it was all about.
Excuse me,
Miles Jones arrives, thinking he's confirming fatherhood. Instead, he finds out about House. His face goes from happy to be here to what in the world.
So, Ms. Webster, you were in fact sleeping with someone else during that time?
Yes, sure.
But I wasn't.
Who's that person?
Mr. Miles Jones. He was a boyfriend. We knew each other for 5 years, but it was an on and off relationship.
House claims Webster used him for money, but she says he never gave her a dime. Miles Jones says he was the one buying diapers. Judge Lake roasts House, but first, they need to find the dad.
I think she's with me for money.
Well, how do you think that when you never even gave me a penny?
Because things could be, I did. She'll tell you that her phone was off. Your phone went on, my bankroll's on swollen, and I kept her phone.
For baby Amelia, and just in case you end up being the father, we know we won't have any problems getting some child support.
Webster says she called House after getting pregnant, but his phone was disconnected. House swears he only found out 30 days ago. He stayed in town, but never heard from her.
When I found out I was pregnant, I was trying to contact Mr. House. His phone was disconnected. First, I never knew he left town. And then I didn't even get in contact to tell him until after I had my baby. He denied her. He wanted a DNA test. And for his money to be on full when I asked him for diapers and everything, where was they?
Miles Jones finds out 5 to 6 months into the pregnancy. He asks if the baby is his, and Webster vaguely says, it's a possibility. Not exactly reassuring.
I came over on a regular hookup to go meet up with her. We was gonna go out, do what we normally do. And then she said to me, I'm pregnant. I said, really? I said, how long? She was like, I'm about 5 to 6 months.
I'm pregnant. Did you then tell him, and you're the father?
No, I told him it's a possibility that he can be my baby's father.
The birth certificate has no father's name, but the baby has Miles Jones's last name. Everyone is confused. He insists he was there all along, but now it's time for a twist.
Let me look at this birth certificate.
Oh.
I haven't even seen the birth certificate, but I did sign some papers at Amelian's birth.
Yes, and I told you that your name wasn't going on there because it was a possibility that you was not my baby father.
But I've been there since day one.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing listed under the name of father. You made her last name Miles Jones.
That's my last name.
Yes.
House says he's holding back emotions after losing a child. Miles Jones hopes the baby is his, but he's not seeing the resemblance. The truth is coming.
Because I went through a tragedy and I lost a 6-year-old daughter. She was killed as well. I just keep that barrier there. I feel like it's safe for me. Yeah, when I was younger, I was hoping to have a child. I didn't have one. So when you get to this stage, I just want to guard my emotions, especially after hearing what I heard today.
Mr. Miles Jones, you are not her father.
This kicked off like a soap opera with no breaks. Ms. Robinson is furious. Her so-called friend, Ms. Jackson, slept with her son. Now Jackson claims he's the father, despite having a whole lineup of men. The courtroom turns into a reality show instantly.
You've opened this case for your son because you're furious with your former friend, the defendant, and is now claiming he fathered her child, even though you know she was sleeping with many more men.
Jackson doesn't hesitate. She admits it. No guilt, no shame. But she flips the script, saying Chaplin refuses to step up. Chaplin, looking like he got hit by a bus, denies being the father. The audience gasps, and we're just getting started.
Ms. Jackson, you admit you slept with your friend's son without her knowledge, but claim the one thing you know is the plaintiff is a deadbeat who has done nothing for your 3-month-old daughter, Milani, and that needs to change today.
Chaplin is way too confident for a guy on a paternity test show. He insists they were just friends, but also says Jackson had plenty of other options. Judge Lake gives him a look like, "Boy, do you hear yourself?" And then chaos erupts.
I'm absolutely sure I'm not the father, 100% positive, because during the time that I knew her, we never was in a relationship. We was only friends throughout the entire time. I've known her to talk to several other men.
Just talking? You gotta do more than talking to make a baby.
Oh yeah, well, whenever we used to hang out or whatever, she had multiple people coming around. You know, a guy was spending a lot of time.
Jackson isn't holding back. She claims they weren't just friends. They were very friendly, all day, every day. Then she calls his mom, Cousin It, and his sister Shrek. The audience loses it. Reality TV gold.
Me and Dominique was having sex numerous of times every day. Okay, so therefore, for him to say that I was sleeping with somebody else, he's lying. The only one who got him thinking that is Cousin It over there, which is his mother. And dang on sister.
Throughout the whole time I talked to this young lady, she had more than one cell phone.
Hold on, let's get some order. Let's get some order.
Robinson goes full mom mode. She took Jackson in, helped her, fed her, and Jackson repaid her by sleeping with her son. Robinson is personally offended and makes sure Jackson knows it. And somehow, it's about to get even worse.
Me and her son was friends.
School. I'm 48 years old.
And you dang 13 years older than me, honey.
Woman my age, I don't care if he's upset or not.
It doesn't matter. He's grown.
He's grown. Your kids, you don't sleep with my son when he already had something going on. I don't give a dang if he is of age. I took the child in, and she slept with my son that hurt.
This is a life lesson in betrayal. Robinson took Jackson under her wing, never imagining she'd mess with her son. Just when it seems like it can't get worse, another bombshell drops.
She was a young girl out here that needed some help with 5 kids, ma'am. And I done been through what she been through, so my payment back was to sleep with my son.
You befriend her once you met her.
Yes.
And you all started what? You
going to the school dances. I got pictures of that. They need to put it up there. I fed them. I put them in my house. All them pictures that you see, that we was to the school children's dance, Valentine's dance.
Jackson attempts to justify it by saying she and Chaplin were like brother and sister. Judge Lake is baffled because that's not how siblings work. Jackson doubles down. The audience groans. Chaplin face palms. Even the courtroom walls are tired.
So me and Dominique became friends. We got close. We was like brother, sister, and we had sex every day, nonstop.
Miss Jackson, that sounds nasty. Now, you said you all were like brother and sister.
We was friends. We was close like brother and sister. We was friends. Every time you see him, me and him hanging out together.
We was hanging together, Yana. We were only friends.
Having sex while we was friends.
You know what I'm saying? So after
every night.
Chaplin enters let me tell y'all something mode. He reveals a random guy once stopped his car just to demand why Jackson wasn't answering his calls. And Jackson introduced Chaplin as her brother. He is speechless.
Not only that, one day we were walking down the street. A couple of guys were honking the horn, you know, trying to get her attention, but these are people that she knew, not just people who just thought she... And one guy stopped, he rode by and spoke, came back by and had to stop the car to speak to her. He's like, you know, why haven't you been answering my phone calls, or why haven't I been able to catch up with you? He ended up giving both of us a ride. She gets in the front seat with him, I get in the back seat. She's telling this man that I'm her brother.
Robinson is livid. Jackson admits to sleeping with one other guy, but insists Chaplin is the father. Robinson yells that if the test proves it, Chaplin is stepping up. The courtroom is chaos.
It was 2 married men she hit to me, but people that know me know I don't fool with married men, and I don't fly with that, and you can't talk to me about that. So she never told me their names, but she hinted.
It was only one other man, but at the end of the day, me and Dominique was having sex every day. Shut up, mind your business. I hope while you up there riding him out, you can take care of this dang on child support when this DNA test come back today.
Text messages reveal Chaplin was excited when the baby was born. Texting OMG, she's so beautiful. The audience gasps. Robinson, however, is still ready to fight.
So, Mr. Chaplin, oh my God, where is she at? I guess that's where.
Yes.
What you doing? Where is my daughter? Pound 7 ounce, 18 and a half inches, born at 5:39 a.m. Mr. Chaplin, you right. Oh my God, yes, yes, yes. Hey, I want to see her.
Why you ain't game?
Robinson delivers the line of the century. She told Chaplin to wait for Dana. Who's Dana? Oh, just her hilarious way of saying DNA. The courtroom cracks up, but the big moment is here.
They came and gave me a pregnancy test. I said, where you got it from? He said, her. I said, take her back to the clinic yourself. Wait, and then bring me that test back. He took her to the clinic. She took the test. Okay, we know she's pregnant. I said, now come back, talk to me when you got Dana. I said, let's go see her.
Who's Dana?
Dana is DNA.
Oh,
And that's what we here for today, to see Dana, honey.
Dana comes, or when you go see Dana, that's the DNA?
That's right.
Right before the results, Robinson drops another bomb. Jackson was also with a married man. Jackson loses it, calling her a liar. But now it's time for Dana to speak.
She wasn't just sleeping with him. When the married man came to talk to my son, it was me, my son, and the dude. And I bet you this ain't gonna come back Dominique Chapman, baby. I bet you this gonna come back somebody else, baby.
You are saying you believe that there is a married man somewhere in this picture who could potentially be the father of Milani.
Yes.
And the results say,
it has been determined by this court. Mr. Chaplin, you are the father.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
This whole thing kicks off like a TV show gone wild. Mr. Butterfield says he might be the dad, but thinks Ms. Bracknell just wants to stay with her new guy, Mr. Dallas. Get ready, because this love mess is just warming up.
You've summoned your ex-girlfriend, Ms. Bracknell, to paternity court to prove that you are the father of her 2-month-old daughter, Cara. You say she's denying you are Cara's dad because she's worried her family will be torn apart when the results prove you are the father.
Things get weird fast. Ms. Bracknell called the baby a gift, and Mr. Butterfield took it way serious. He starts thinking maybe he's the daddy after all. But oh boy, it gets even messier from here.
She had told me when we were breaking up, she said, thank you for the gift. And I said, what gift was that?
And it wasn't till later that you found out she was pregnant.
That is correct.
And then when you found that out, you thought to yourself, was that the gift?
The baby?
That's what you thought?
Yes, Your Honor.
When she said thank you for the gift, you said, oh, that's what she was talking about.
Yes, Your Honor.
She switched boyfriends faster than a remote clicks channels. Ms. Bracknell says she wasn't pregnant when she moved in with Mr. Dallas. Hang on, because the calendar drama is about to explode.
When did you find out you were pregnant?
Honestly, I didn't find out until 3 months after I did move out of his house because I was having irregular periods, so I just let it go for a minute. I'm not really a doctor person.
So you didn't go to the doctors for how long?
Mr. Dallas pulls out a calendar like it's a magic map. He says the baby can't be Butterfield's because of dates. But wait, Butterfield's got receipts too?
August, her and Jesse split up. September, we was
together. Moved in.
We were.
So this calendar,
August,
the dates,
Mr. Butterfield split up.
when the relationship with Mr. Butterfield and Ms. Bracknell ended and when she came back to you.
Yeah.
Cara was conceived in mid-September and she was born in June.
Yes, ma'am.
Butterfield says they were still, hanging out after she left. He even offers to take a lie detector test, like he's in a spy movie. Next up, yelling and pointing fingers.
Because honestly, we were sleeping together after that, all the way up until October 8th, the last time we had sex. Because I remember, I can take a lie detector test if you want to prove it. Asking me for money for gas so you can go see him.
Yeah, I go asked you for money, huh?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Butterfield, you're saying that you were still having sex with Ms. Bracknell till October. So although these dates may be true, they are missing.
Yeah.
Mr. Dallas says he named the baby and cut the cord. Butterfield says he found out about the baby on Facebook. Ouch. Time for the past to jump back in.
So, Mr. Dallas, you named Cara.
Yes, Your Honor, I cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah, you could cut the umbilical cord because I wasn't there. She hid it from me for how long?
You were there. You were stalking
8 months
us out
stalking you.
in
the parking lot.
Yeah,
the only
don't
time that
even.
I actually
Don't
ever
even.
found out that you guys were even pregnant, it's a Facebook post that they posted on that the baby was even. That's before I even knew.
It says...
Yep, that little girl's ready right there.
Butterfield says Bracknell hides pregnancies like squirrels hide snacks. He even says she cheated on his birthday. Double ouch. Things are heating up faster than pizza rolls in a microwave.
She hid all of her pregnancies. She even hid the one from her youngest son, Carson. She hid from him. He wasn't even at.
I didn't know when she went into the hospital, yeah, but you know what? We're over it.
Isn't that hiding it from you?
We're done and over with.
Hides pregnancies.
Oh, yeah, she'll even run to her exes. It's like pattern. She'll run to him, she'll run to another guy that she cheated on me on my birthday.
I did not cheat on you.
Butterfield tried to reach out, but Bracknell says his messages were scary. Judge Lake tries to cool everyone down. Just wait, she's got more to say.
When I found out about it, I messaged her mom, let him know I was coming. I blocked, obviously, on their
That you were coming? Let's explain that text message.
You guys even got
5 seconds after I posted that, he texted my mom saying, I'm coming to get that girl. Just all threats.
Well, I want to be in my daughter's life. Why wouldn't I be?
And there's nothing wrong with that if she is your daughter, but we'll see.
Yes, we were. We'll see right today, won't we? That's why we're here.
Butterfield says the baby has his nose, lips, and hair, like a mini-me. Bracknell says, nah, all her kids had light hair that changed later. Only one way to settle this: DNA time.
She looks more like me. Her own family even tells me.
They ain't family.
They look like me. She's got my nose, she's got my lips,
we'll see.
She's got my brown hair.
We'll see.
All her boys are blonde.
Yep, and they've gone brown the older they get.
Exactly.
So you are convinced, Mr. Butterfield, this is your daughter?
Oh, I'm 100% convinced.
Kara's biological father is Mr. Butterfield.
This whole thing was a roller coaster from the start. Miss Tucker comes in claiming her late son is Keundra's dad, while also asking for $3,800 in benefits. Meanwhile, Miss Mosley isn't buying it because this isn't the first time someone tried this on her son.
Miss Tucker, you're here today for your son, 1-year-old Keandre Tucker. Now, you say you're unsure whether a man you've been in a sexual relationship with or the defendant's deceased son is his biological father. You're also suing Ms. Mosley for $3,800 in Social Security benefits.
Yes, Your Honor.
This love triangle was messier than spilled spaghetti. Miss Tucker says she was with both guys, but spent more time with Mr. Andrews, even bringing a calendar to prove it. She found out she was pregnant on March the 16th and did some quick math. But let's be real, math in these situations is never 100% accurate.
When I met him, I did have a boyfriend, so, you know, I was sleeping with 2 people at the same time, but it was more frequent with Mr. Andrews. And when I met him, I remember the exact date as if it was yesterday. I met him February the 6th. It was on my best friend's birthday. I actually have a calendar that I can actually show you too as well. From February 6th all the way from the 14th through the whole month, I was having sex with Mr. Andrews more frequent.
And here comes another twist. Miss Tucker says Mr. Andrews guessed she was pregnant before she even knew, while Miss Mosley says she only found out through a friend. When she asked her son, he flat out denied it, making things even messier.
Well, when I first found out, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be upfront with both of them. I went to Mr. Andrews first. I told him first, like, hey, look, I'm pregnant. Actually, before I even went and took the pregnancy test, he was the one that made me go take it, because before he said, hey, you're pregnant. I'm looking like, really? Like, I felt like I was being trapped, because he told me I was pregnant before I even went and took a pregnancy.
This went from drama to full-on chaos. Miss Mosley says her son called Miss Tucker wild and mentioned she was a stripper. But Judge Lake isn't here for that nonsense. She reminds everyone that whether or not she danced. The real question is if Mr. Andrews is the father.
First of all, he was incarcerated at the time. We spoke every day. On this particular day that I found out, when he called, I got on him. I was like, Eric, what's going on? Are you about to have another child? And he said, Mom, she is wild. She's a stripper. She performs private parties.
Nobody in this situation actually knew what was going on. Miss Mosley is confused because her son told her about all his kids, except this one, while Miss Tucker says he wasn't honest about how many kids he had. Turns out, she didn't even know about his other kids until his funeral. Yikes.
Let me tell you, his first child, he was so excited. He came home, he said, Mom, I'm about to have my first child. He was at the hospital, then the second child came. He talked about the baby, took pictures, the third child, the first girl.
Things just kept getting worse. Miss Tucker says Mr. Andrews didn't support her or the baby, and only visited after 3 weeks because she didn't send him money in jail. Judge Lake is basically like, we have bigger problems to deal with here.
After I had my baby, that's when I got in contact with Miss Mosley. We on the phone. She like, oh, nice to meet you, Kendra. She said, well, Mr. Andrews just got out of jail or whatever. And I was like, okay, so let me try to contact him so he can come spend time with Keandre. Never happened. It took him 3 weeks to come see my baby. This is a newborn baby now. He was angry and frustrated with me because when he was incarcerated, I wasn't sending him no money.
Now we bring in Instagram receipts. Miss Mosley swears Miss Tucker is only in this for the money, and even shows social media posts comparing the baby to Eric. But the real shocker? This isn't even the first time someone tried to say her son was their baby daddy.
Miss Tucker is bringing you to court.
For the money. She wants a check. I was still mourning. I'm looking on Instagram, finding pictures like these of my son and her son together, and I'm not even sure if he is his son.
Money talk just made everything worse. Miss Tucker brings out a budget, saying she's been paying for everything alone, but Miss Mosley refuses to help without proof. Judge Lake agrees that DNA is the only way to settle this, and the suspense is real.
So you have a breakdown of monthly expenses, baby formula, clothes, childcare, totaling $400 per month.
And that's just half, and I think that's only fair.
And so the basis of your suit is that you would like half of that amount to be
ma'am.
covered by Ms. Mosley.
Yes.
So that would be $200 a month for 19 months.
Yes.
And so $3,800.
Yes.
You could feel the tension in the room.
It has been determined that Mr. Andrew is the biological father.
This thing got messy real fast. Ms. Heiser calls her ex-husband a textbook deadbeat who ditched her and their kid. Mr. Onbe fires back, saying she was juggling more guys than a talent show.
You say your ex-husband, Mr. Onby, is a textbook deadbeat who abandoned you and your daughter almost 20 years ago. You claim Mr. Onby has spent that time inventing outlandish excuses for denying his only daughter, but you say it all comes down to child support.
Things went from bad to soap opera real quick. Ms. Heiser says he was excited about the baby, but then some random guy popped up claiming to be the dad. Suddenly, Mr. Onbe was playing detective instead of father.
He's never been there for Gabrielle since birth, emotionally, physically, financially. In the beginning, when I first met him, he seemed like a stand-up guy, a family man. The first year, we decided to get married. I had found out I was pregnant and told him. He was happy at first, told his friends and family. Within a few months, it started to deteriorate.
This dude treated fatherhood like a part-time job he didn't apply for. He showed up drunk, covered in grease, and dipped 2 hours later. 2 weeks later, he was back. Not for the baby, but for a place to crash.
He wasn't there with me through most of the pregnancy. The day that I had went into labor, he showed up halfway through the birth, drunk and full of grease. He stayed for 2 hours and left, and I didn't see him again for 2 more weeks till he showed up on my doorstep needing a place to stay and wanted to play daddy.
So, Mr. Onby, did you go back home after you came and saw Gabby in the hospital?
No, ma'am. Gabby's 5th birthday was a disaster. Dad showed up for 10 minutes, promised her a toy, and then pulled a disappearing act. She's still waiting for that toy.
He was never really been in my life. My 5-year-old birthday party, he showed up to it for about 10 minutes. He left, told me he was going for a toy, didn't show back up with this toy, and didn't see him for years later.
And never came back?
Never came back, never
For
messaged
years?
me, never talked to me for years. I didn't see him for years.
Just when you think this can't get crazier, it does. Mr. Onbe says he caught his wife cheating and left without a word, just grabbed his beer and bounced. Sounds like a bad country song.
So I immediately shot out the back door, cut across the neighbors, and came over to the house, to the front door. So I opened the door. The bedroom is maybe 40 feet from the front door. I heard them loud and clear. There was no doubt in my mind what they were doing. They were having sex. It was very loud. You could hear it clearly as day. I grabbed a 6-pack of beer out of the fridge, which was mine. I hit the front door and I never looked back.
Because what's a messy court case without Facebook drama? Mr. Onbe finds a post where Gabby calls another man dad. Turns out, a family member had been telling her lies for years.
Because I don't know for surely that she's not mine. I have snapshots off Facebook. Gabrielle was telling this other man that he was the father and that she knew he was her daddy.
So, Mr. Onby, you're saying you saw this on Facebook?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a post from Gabby that says, "My daddy."
Yes, ma'am.
After years of running, the truth hits hard.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Onby, you are the father.
This case is totally wild. A man drowning in child support debt for a kid who may not even be his. Mr. Wooten and his daughter, Miss Smith, are here to prove that Miss Backus is not his child. Meanwhile, Miss Backus is demanding an apology. And trust me, this is about to get messy.
You and your father, Mr. Wooten, are suing to prove Miss Backus is not his biological daughter. You say your dad owes more than $92,000 in back child support for a child who isn't his and is on the verge of losing everything because his income is being garnished by 50% each month to pay off that debt.
Imagine losing half your paycheck every month for over 30 years for a kid that might not even be yours. Miss Smith explains that her dad is struggling financially because of a $92,000 debt. And just when you think that's bad, Miss Backus is about to fire back with some heat.
Primarily through the actions of her mother being very deceitful with my father from the very beginning of their relationship. They initially did not start that they began to garnish half of his wages until the point that they started garnishing his wages. It was going into arrears, drawing interest, and now is over $92,606.06.
Miss Backus remembers being a little girl crying while doctors took her blood for a DNA test. She says she always loved her father, even though he never showed up for her. The audience is clapping, and she's about to make sure everyone hears her side.
She made me go to the doctors. First of all, I remember being young and scared, and I started crying for my dad. He made me sit in his chair, and there were about 5, 6 doctors that held me down and blew dry for me. And all I remember is I kept screaming for my father. And I ain't never stopped loving my father, even if they don't claim me. But they gonna learn today.
Mr. Wooten swears he dated Miss Backus's mom for only 4 months, but Miss Backus says her mom told her it was 7 years. Someone's math is way off, and the judge is trying to figure out the truth. Spoiler, it's just going to get more confusing.
I met her mother, I think about 2 months after we been together. She said she was pregnant. 4 months after we was together, we broke up.
Well, Daddy, you and Mama got 2 different stories, and I'm coming to find out the truth.
So, Mr. Wooten, you're saying the relationship was 4 months long?
Once she was 4 months pregnant with her, we broke up. I realized that most of the things that she was only interested in was me helping her financially.
Miss Backus has photos proving she was once part of the Wooten family. Miss Smith admits she knew about her, but was never sure if she was really her sister. Now, the argument is turning into a full-on courtroom roast.
Yes.
That's a picture at my granny's funeral.
And it says, gotta love your siblings, laugh out loud, and I am my sister's keeper.
My grandmother made peace with me before she passed away. She told me about the rumors. She told me that she do not like my mother. Not only did my granny say that, because I started to get up at funeral and tell them what my granny said, but I said that's not the proper time.
Mr. Wooten says his own mom never believed Miss Backus was his kid. But before she passed, he told her she was just to keep the peace. Miss Backus is shook, and the courtroom is dead silent.
My mother was dying, and I would not deny her. In other words, my mother for years kept saying, you know she's not your daughter. And up to that point, when I told my mother, I said, yes, she is, you know. That's when my mother decided to apologize to her.
That she is your daughter.
I stopped trying to stop the drama. Here, you have to understand that.
They only doing this because it's all about the money.
Miss Smith says the real issue is the $92,000 debt ruining her father's life. She says she was the one caring for him, while Miss Backus says she was kept away to avoid rumors. Things are getting personal, and it's all leading up to the big reveal.
Is for the financial ruin over the back child support over $90,000. I want that to stop. If she is not his child, because he was about to lose his home,
your help.
I was the one there taking him back and forth to his doctor's appointments. I was the one that was there at the hospital with him.
But you're not the only daughter.
I was the one that set up his medication.
Let her finish.
The moment of truth is here, and the whole courtroom holds its breath.
Mr. Wooten Jr., you are not her father.